Hey everybody, Renegade68 here with some freaking more Fate Stay Night. I feel like we're just scratching the surface. We went through it for like an hour yesterday, sorta, but like, well, for you guys on YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk to YouTube and Twitch at the same time and it's not working. For you guys, this is probably going to get uploaded on the same day. But the point is, we went an hour, but it doesn't feel like an hour, so let's stop making things feel longer than they are by continuing to play the game now. So let's continue to play the game now. This thing is 100 years old after all. It's by far the greatest jewel in the house. I gotta move my chair. It feels weird. I feel weird. Do you feel weird, chat? I mean, YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. Stop it, you guys. Stop fighting. You're both beautiful. YouTube and Twitch are equally beautiful, which is why I'm primarily on Twitch now. Don't look into that. Don't think too far into that. The thing is 100 years old after all. It's by far the greatest jewel in the house. Wait, what? No, that's an understatement. It's much stronger than that. I forget what's going on. We're talking about a pendant? Oh yeah, plot MacGuffin. Okay. Wait, can I go history? Finishing breakfast around my bag. Oh yeah, I should bring the pendant. Okay, that's where we were. Alright, so she got like a magic pendant. Okay, probably is this, okay, okay. It's much stronger than that. I found this after decoding Father's will last night. Oh. Contains the equivalence of 10 years of magical energy. That sounds like a lot of energy. Give me your energy. Alright, planet, give me your stupid energy. Yeah, specifically stupid energy. What? There was said to be an heirloom, not heirloom, heirloom. I know pronunciation, like how I know how to pronunciation. And this might well be it. We, the Magi of Tosaka, are skilled at the transformation of power. We put our magical energy into jewels whenever we have free time, which is always because mages apparently live boring lives, as we learned yesterday. Apparently, the mage life is a boring life, so why even bother, right? You live a boring life just to die in a Grail war? To put it simply, the jewels are bullets, and we are the gun. Haha, that's funny, because in Fate Zero... Anyways. The only other thing I can say I received from my father is the magic crest of the Tosaka family engraved on my left arm. Okay. In essence, this is the proof of the successor. And it's like a tattoo that condenses all the inherited magic of the Tosaka family. Oh. Wait, when did you get that exactly? Did you get that when he died? Did you get that when... did you have to unlock the will? Did you have that for a long time? You're saying it got... Wait, so did it physically get passed on? Like it's only on one Tosaka at a time? Or did you just get this crest that all Tosakas get? You're saying it's inherited... Is it a cut and paste or copy and paste is the important distinction I think we need to make here, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna assume copy and paste. Hasn't started yet, but I guess it doesn't hurt to be too careful. Oh, really? When does it start? Huh? Gosh, wait, okay. So, Rin seems to be a tweenager. And I think, Orange Hair Kid looks pretty teenager-ish. I wonder how many of the people in this war are going to be teenagers and how many people are going to be grown people. Because if there's going to be people dying in this Grail war, and if there's a lot of teenagers, that's going to be kind of, it's going to be a little, ooh, really? Ooh. We'll see. I put the pendant, which can now be said to be my father's memento, into my pocket. This is the last resort. Pretty much anything is possible with the magical energy contained in this. I'm starting to think maybe, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll, turn the voices off, but then have them on during, important scenes? It seems like they're voicing a lot. I don't know. I'm still thinking, because it's a couple times now, I felt like they stopped voicing, but then they continued, and I had already started talking. So just thinking on that, like if that becomes a recurring thing, I'm still doing the wait and see game, but I think I might do that. Like turn them off, but then have them on for important scenes. I don't want to turn them completely off, especially because I like Mayo's voice. But if they're going to be talking this much, and if they have that issue very often, then that could be a problem. It's 7:30. Okay. Oh, hey, that's almost what time it is for me. Almost. Close. But no cigars. Although you live in Japan, so actually, for me, by comparison, it would be like actually the PM, because we're about 12-ish hours apart-ish. I think actually, no, wait, I'm trying to remember. Compared to Japan, I think Eastern Standard Time, I don't remember, it's like either 11 or 13 hours off. It's not actually 12. I forget which is which. I should get going or I'll be late for school. Say what? Ooh, that was some fancy, echoey voicing. I might leave the voices on for that. Shiribong Vecha. That ain't Japanese. That's German, I'm guessing. I knew that because I watched some Future Diary, and they were like, Eins, zwei, drei. And I'm like, that's German. And she said dry. Haha. Wait, did they say German? Did they say much German in... Oh, there was also some German in Ever 17. Is it like a thing to put German in visual novels? How much German was in Fate Zero? Is that normally a thing with Magic Masters? I don't remember. I weave my word with magical energy quickly. Words. Being a magus, I can't let my guard down when leaving my house. Okay. Even though there's never been a single robber, wandering child, nor a stray cat. But, I mean, if it's coming up, if the Grail War is coming up, then best to be prepared, right? I don't think my neighbor has ever come to say hello either. What a rude neighbor. Well, I don't care. I don't really care. I mean, I don't really care. I really don't care. I gotta put emphasis. But not even a stray cat? What's up with that? You sure your house doesn't have some kind of like magical ward on it that your father just forgot to tell you about? Like, oh yes, nobody comes within X amount of feet of this house. Ooh, did I not tell my daughter about that before I died? Oops, I was going to do that in her next birthday. Although you think with the Grail War, he would have just told her if this was a thing, or it could just be, you know, over fantasizing. I look up at the mansion I've grown so accustomed to over the years. Uh-huh. Fuyuki is certainly a strange city with many Western-style houses on the side of town, an area full of Japanese-style houses just beyond the intersection. Wait, what? Western style, as in like America, fart, yeah, coming to say the mother farting day, yeah. Area full of Japanese-style intersection. Wait, where is this intersection? I guess it's because many foreign families came to live here a long time ago, but even so, I don't see many foreigners around here now. Okay. There's a foreigner's cemetery in the new city across the river. Oh, but it only has the graves of the first generation of families. Oh, okay. So where do the foreigners from the not first generations go? Do they have a different cemetery? Do they go in the Japanese cemetery? I guess because they're technically Japanese if they're born here. So if they're not first generation, then they're technically Japanese. Are they like not allowed to be in the Japanese graves if they're first generation? Is there some... I'm trying to understand your linguistics. Wait, that's a word for language. I'm trying to understand your... What's the... I words good. I know so many words. Hayaku. Yamete. Wait, wrong language. Maybe the soil of Japan didn't suit them. Oh, okay, wait, so it's the other way around? They went out of their way to make a cemetery just for them, and their kids just didn't bother using it? That seems weird. Does that seem weird to anyone else? Seems weird to me. I'll go to the church and ask the priest sometime. Priest, are you sure it's not a cleric of the female persuasion? I could use some, you know, if it's gonna be a Grail War, we could use some white magic in our, you know, battling party. Magic jokes. RPG jokes. Then again, RPG parties are usually more than just two people. He knows about lots of boring things. Oh, sounds interesting. I mean, the opposite of that. Nice wipe. Transition? Did you say ore? Is that a way? Or did you say ore? I know there's like ore or ore, but ore? Can you say ore? Is that technically correct? Is that like a, what's it called? A colloquialism? That's the other thing. Trying to learn Japanese colloquialisms is just a whole nother level of what? And what was I saying? Oh, just keep going. Because I think of ore. I think of ore no tan. Like ore is another, instead of watashi or boku, it's another way of saying I, me, my. But I guess that's not what you said, maybe. And I can't go back and check because the history just has text, no voices. Grumble, grumble. Stepping outside, I feel a certain incongruity. What's up? It's quieter than usual. What's up, indeed? What's up? Huh? The sky. Gotcha. Punked. I did that a lot when I was younger. I'd be like, if someone asked me what's up, I'd be like, ha, the sky, loser. I wouldn't say loser, though. I was usually the loser in those situations. Well, I mean, I wasn't the loser in those situations because if they were asking me what's up, it means it was one of my friends. So it means we were both the losers in the scenario. I'm not saying I was a loser, but rather in the power dynamic at school, I was on the bottom rungs. Anyways, I was not what you would call a juke. Although I could juke. I was very good at juking, actually. Sorry, I was making a joke about jock, but I was saying it weird because that's something I do sometimes. I say words weird, but I was actually pretty good at juking. I was very good at running away from the bullies. Especially quiet with no sense of the morning's noisiness. Honestly, I was decent at fighting back against the bullies, to be honest. I just, it was the name calling, really. Whenever they got physical, they usually didn't bother because they knew I could fight back. But, with the name calling and stuff, that's what got under my skin. It was the words that hurt me. I mean, the physical violence hurt me too. But, they stopped. The few that did that stopped because they realized I was a fight backerer. I fought back. They'd rather do it on someone who doesn't, I guess. It's especially quiet with no sense of the morning's noisiness. At 7:30, the street should be filled with students going to school and people going to work. Gosh, is it because she's going to school that I'm remembering all these school memories? I guess there are days like this. There'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. Perhaps everyone slept in today. That would be weird. If that was the case, I think something would be wrong and you should check with the police station. Or something. Well, you're a mage. Maybe not. Maybe you're too cool for police. It's unusually cold, so I bet everyone's still wrapped up in their warm beds. Aha. Oh yeah, and I looked it up. It's, what is it? Bambo? Dambo? I forget actually. Yeah, that is the word for heater. Dambo. But that's one word for it at least. Because you can also just use hita with katakana. You can just go hita. When I first looked it up in Google Translate, it just gave me hita, and I'm like, that doesn't help. So I had to look up a couple other things. But yeah, what was it? Dambo? I think it's dambo. That is a word for heater. But, like, it's confusing sometimes. Google Translate can be very unhelpful. I mean, I use multiple translators, but Google Translate's just the simplest one I look up at first, usually. A lot of the time, though, if a katakana version exists, it'll just give me the katakana, and I'm like, that doesn't help me. For those who don't know, katakana is basically English. Well, it's not always English. It's just mostly English. It's anything that's not natively Japanese, which is usually English, though it can also be, like, and stuff. It's strange that I haven't seen even one student so far. At 7:30, you can usually see people in uniform here and there. Okay. But I'm the only person at the school gates, and it looks like the clubs are just starting their morning practice. There is a phone call ringing. When I grow up and I be a big boy, I'm gonna freaking turn off phones when I record, when I get my own place, but right now I'm sharing this place with other people, so it'd be rude to disconnect the phone. When I get my own place, it'll be just a cell phone, probably. I won't even get a landline. But yeah. Looks like clubs are just starting their morning practice. In other words, the only explanation is... Okay, see, that was a case where I know some Japanese, so I knew she wasn't done talking. But if I didn't, I would have thought she was maybe done talking. Because I heard are tosaka, are as in, huh? Well, kind of. So I knew that was probably the tosaka part, but she hadn't said anything related to Europe early today, so I expected she was going to keep talking. But there was a long break there, and I started to doubt myself. I was like, is she going to keep talking? And that is the kind of thing that makes me want to turn these voices off, because that is annoying, and I won't always realize, like I did just then, that she was not done talking. So I'm more and more, I'll keep them on for now, but I'm starting to think I'm going to turn them off and only turn them on during, like, important sections. I don't know how I'll identify necessarily what's important, but I think I can get a good grasp of it. Because I do want them on sometimes, but if the voices are going to be like this, like it was just now, I'm not going to want them on all the time. But anyways, hello, who are you, person? Female friend of Rin's, I suppose? As I suspected. Who is this? With a small sigh, I turned to the girl who addressed me. She looks, large and in charge. Oh, what's the button I press? Just graphic. Oh, yeah, that's how you get rid of the text. I like her design. She looks like she's got, like, she's ready to take on the world face, but not, like, in a pompous way, like, the Tosakas. We actually haven't gotten a good look at Rin in this game. Well, we did as a child, but not as a teenager. But, I like her design. Based on design alone, of the one girl I have to choose from, or I guess two if you count Saber, although she's like a million years old or something, right? I don't know how that works exactly, I don't remember. I guess my best waifu would be this one girl whose name I don't even know, and it's only one girl, so it's kind of weird to choose. But whatever, I'm that kind of person. I'll choose based off one option. With a small sigh, I turned to the girl who addressed me.
Ohio.
I know Ohio. I'm learning words. It really is cold today, huh? Morning. Indeed it is. I gotta stop bringing it up every time I recognize some Japanese. This is why I don't watch stuff with English subtitles anymore. Unless I'm trying to learn Japanese, which I'm not right now. I find watching stuff in Japanese with English subtitles now rather distracting now that I'm trying to learn Japanese. Because, I want to stop and actually learn, but I'm like, wait, no, I'm just trying to watch this. Sometimes I'll use English subtitles if I'm trying to learn Japanese, but if I'm not, it's just very distracting. Which is another reason to potentially turn the voices off for a lot of this, because it'll just get me in my own world. It really is cold today, huh? This girl, speaking so frankly, is Mitsuzuri Ayako. Okay, Mitsuzuri Ayako. Ayako, I like that name. Nice name. She's my classmate in Class 2A, and there are a lot of stories about her. Oh, stories? Like what? Like she's a player? Like, what are we talking about? Don't tell me my waifu to be a player.
Ohio, Mitsuzuri-san.
Then again, if she is a player, that would mean she's experienced. Okay, enough of those jokes. Good morning, Mitsuzuri-san. Please excuse the abrupt question, but do you know what time it is? What is the G-Con? Sorry.
何時って7時前じゃない。遠坂寝ぼけてる
She just said Tosaka. Oh, that's because... Okay, alright, sorry. That's... well, we'll see how often they do that, but it's almost 7. Are you still asleep? Because she definitely said Tosaka in that line, but the English subtitle translated as, are you still asleep? That kind of makes sense, though, because saying you in Japanese is generally considered somewhat disrespectful, just in any form saying you. So a lot of the time, to be respectful, they'll just use the person's name, like instead of saying you're mean, well, then again, if you're saying you're mean, you might just say you because you're being disrespectful on purpose. But if you're saying you're nice, and let's say the you in question is Josh, it would be like Josh is nice. Now, of course, that's weird in English. You wouldn't call them Josh is nice to their face. You would just say you're nice. But since you is kind of a disrespectful term in a lot of situations in Japanese language, they just say the person's name, and that's just normal for them. So they translate it as are you instead of, Tosaka, because she clearly said Tosaka, and I heard it. Sorry, Japanese lesson over. Apologize if I go on these tangents sometimes. That's why I want to turn the voices off. That's one of the reasons. That's another reason. Sorry, that's not the main reason. There was another reason I already explained about the whole the voices don't end and start. Anyways, I'm just saying that there's multiple reasons. But one of the characters, namely Ren, is voiced by the same person who played Mio, and I like that voice a lot, so I want to keep hearing it more, so I'm torn and conflicted. She waves her hand in front of me, wondering if I'm alright. Oh, me, Renegade? I'm never better when I'm going on my weird tangents. That's when I'm at my bestest of the restest. She's one of the few friends who knows I'm not a morning person. In other words, she thinks I'm not fully awake yet.
うちの時計1時間早かったみたい。
Her G-Con.
しかも軒並み
Sorry. That's the habit I get into. I guess the clocks at my house were an hour fast. All of them. Oh, that's bad. Hold on, what? Wait, when was this clarified? Let me go to history. She waves, wondering if I'm alright. Do you know what time it is? It's almost 7. Oh, wait, okay. Okay, I understand. She said it's almost 7. I wasn't paying attention. But Rin thinks it's 7:30, which means her clock was an hour off. Which means she's an hour early. She's half an hour early instead of being half an hour late. I understand.
目覚まし時計はおろか柱時計まできっかり早まってた。
Wait, what? Not just the alarm clock, but the wall clocks as well. And you didn't do that on purpose? Did someone come in and screw with all your clocks? Why? How? Why? That has to do with deciphering the magical will? What? That just sounds weird. That's weird. Fushigi! Really, just what's going on here? Did Father arrange for all the clocks to go mad when the pendant was removed from the basement? Okay, so she's theorizing that's what it is as well. We're on the same wavelength! Yeah!
どうぞか
Yes! That's blunt.
気にしないで。別に大したことじゃないから。それより、三辻さんは今日も朝練？
I think that's the last straw. That break right there? Oh. Don't worry, it's nothing. Anyway, are you off to morning practice as usual? I think the decision is made. I am making this decision right now. So if I go to... How does this work? If I go to config... if I press this voices button, if I understand right... Yeah, it does. Okay, so we got Saber, Tosaka, Rin, Ayako. I messed with this a little bit, so we can, like, change their voices individually. That's cool to know. So, okay. Now, for others, does others include... So, like, here's something I'm wondering. If I turned off these voices, and then someone new showed up, would they start with their voice all the way up, or all the way down? Because... I have the voice slightly altered. So, like, for example, if I did... And let's say we leave Saber on, just in case she shows up out of nowhere. And go, okay. I'm just wondering if a new person shows up, will their voice be on by default? I hope it is, because I like to have a good first impression. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the voices off, except during important scenes. Like, where things really fancy are going on. Then I'll turn them on for those important fancy scenes. Which I'm assuming are going to happen, given that this is going to be a Grail War type situation. But, so yeah, I'm just going to have them off. Not that I don't like the voices, but for both the reasons. A, the fact that the voices just stop and start, and there's no clear indication, unless you know Japanese. But also, I know some Japanese, so I'll hear some words that I know, and some that I don't, and it screws with me. Especially when it's different than the subtitles, and I try to understand, and I need to not try to understand, because I don't want to waste time learning Japanese while I stream. I can do that off stream. Or if I am gonna learn Japanese while I stream, I should make that, like, its own dedicated thing, and not, you know, haphazardly do it in the middle of, you know. Yeah. Don't worry, it's nothing. Anyway, are you off to morning practice as usual? Oh, but nobody says who's talking. That's something I might have to get used to, is who's talking just based on... okay, does she move? I haven't been paying attention. Maybe, like, every time she talks, her expression changes. That might cue me in on who's talking. I didn't think about that till just now. Uh-oh. Okay, she changed. That means she's talking, right? I think so. Yeah, the archery club has lots of problem students, and one good member quit, so I have to get them to look good to attract the new freshmen in April. Because school years in Japan start in April. This I know. because it lines up with taxes, which is true for us as well, right? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure even in the West we do taxes in April, last time I checked. But for them, that's where they start their school years. I see. There's always something to worry about, isn't there? Okay, and because she didn't change facial expressions here, that means Rin's talking, I think. Okay. I didn't even realize that might be a problem because I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, it doesn't say who's talking, so that could be an issue. So I have to definitely pay attention. You can say that since it's none of your concern. Oh, I thought she was... Okay. Misunderstanding context. That is one reason to have the voices on. The forever dilemma. Do you want to come? The guys will love if you come and watch. Oh, Rin's the popular girl, is she? Oh, because she was just like, oh yeah. Oh, the archery club. I was spacing completely. Oh, so like, a lot of problem students. Okay, so what's her name? Ayako. So she's in charge. I don't know if she's in charge of the archery club, or she's just working part of the archery club. Interesting. You'd think Rin would take an interest in that, given, you know, I'm assuming she knows a decent bit about the Grail War. Oh. I wonder how many good archers there are in there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you catch my drift, if you pick up what I am putting down about archers. Archery club, huh? Wait a second. Wait, she just changed expression. Wait, but I think she was... Wait. Ayako was speaking, but then she changed expression, and didn't Rin speak just now? That's very confusing. And it's double confusing, because I can't even go back and check in history, because they don't have voices in history. Now this is triple confusing. So there's benefits to leaving the voices on. There's also issues with leaving the voices on. Conflicted. Oh well, we'll just have to learn as we go. Oh gosh, adjusting my chair. I have 3 acquaintances in the archery club. Okay, there's no quotes. That's the easiest. I know if there's no quotes, that means it's Rin's inner monologue, I think. Yeah, okay. I think I am just going to try to get used to this, the non-voices, because it's very distracting when the voice stops and starts halfway. It's very distracting. One is Ayako, the person before me right now, and the other 2 are people I barely talk to. Okay, so I guess you're not very acquainted with the archery club. Oh wait, you say you have 3 acquaintances, but then you're not acquainted to the other 2. Okay. For one of those 2, the word acquaintance doesn't really suffice. Okay. I became friends with Ayako because I had been watching the archery club from afar. Because you were practicing, right? Studying for the Grail War? Alright, I'll go if all I have to do is watch. I have nothing else to do this early anyways. Great, let's go right now then. Oh boy, archery time! The impressive archery range is one of our school's outstanding aspects. Perhaps the director is just interested in archery, but the range is much too fancy for a mere school club. Really? Do you go to like a super fancy school, or is it like how fancy is the school you go to? Given that you're part of the Allegis Tosaka family, are you like in a fancy private school or just a regular rando ordinary person school for plebeians? Oh gosh, just spat when I spoke. When I said plebeians, a bunch of spittle came out of my mouth. None of it touched anything important though. Oy. Oy vey. Come on, there's still time before practice, so let's go in and have some tea. Tea, but does tea mean tea? We're in Japan. Wait, if we were in the UK, tea would... Wait, does that mean lunch or something? Yeah. I heard there that, like, tea is lunch, and then lunch is dinner, or something. Maybe I'm completely remembering wrong, in which case I am very racist, and I apologize. Or at least I'm slightly racist. I don't think I would call that very racist, but I'll let you be the judge. Happy about something, Ayako drags me in by the hand. But how's that song go? Everybody's a little bit racist sometimes. Anyways. It's a bad habit of hers. She talks like a guy when she's expressing her true feelings. Talks like a guy as in uses terms like boku? Or, I mean, what are we talking about here? for those of my fan followers and viewers who are not weeaboos, Boku is just, it's the male way of saying I, where Watashi is gender neutral, and then Boku and Ore are varying levels of male ways of saying I, myself, and me. And then, I forget off the top of my head what the female way is. It's not as, it's like Atashi or something. It's something like that, but... Anyways, it's not something I need to know very well, as I am a male, so I'll just use a Boku or something. Anyways, as Ayako said, there's no one in here. While sipping hot tea, we prepare for today's class. Okay? Oh boy, I wonder what it's gonna be. Is it gonna be science or math or just hopefully it's or history, so that we can learn about. Blah. The teas tastes really good in this open winter environment. Ooh, actually, I just see snow on the tippy tops of trees over here, so that's neat. Well, I'll come straight to the point. How's it going, Tosaka? You found a reliable partner yet? Oh, wait. Is she one of the masters? Wait. Hold on. Wait. I thought that she was just a random friend. Are we saying, well, maybe that's why they're friends. Maybe that's why they're friends is because they're both magic people. Or, wait, is she part of the Grail War, or does she just know about it? Because it would be weird if they were both masters, because that would mean they'd maybe have to fight. And so it'd be weird for them to be so close like this. So maybe she's just a magic person who happens to know about Rin being part of the Grail War, but she herself is not part of it? Or maybe this is a complete misunderstanding. I don't think it'd be a misunderstanding, though, because the game hasn't properly introduced. I know about the whole master-partner thing, but the game, aside from the little mini thing in the beginning where Saber's like, you are my master, the game hasn't really introduced the master-servant relationship thing yet, so doing a, like, making the player think that they're talking about that wouldn't make sense, as the player, in theory, wouldn't know about that yet. Anyways. So... as there's no one else around, Ayako comes straight and asks me a ridiculous question. As there's no one else around, as in no magic users? Is this real? Okay. It still feels, even if there's no one else around, doing this in the school feels kind of like a bad idea, but okay. Huh? That's a really direct way of asking. Judging from your tone of voice, you've already found yours? Wait, what? Wait, oh, wait, they are both masters? Wait, what? Wait. So, they just have agreed that they'll start fighting when the thing starts? Or are they gonna be teaming up? Or... I'm all kinds of confused. No comment. I'm gonna keep it a secret until you tell me. So what's going on? Looking at your tired face, I feel like I'm right. I mean, it would make sense if they keep it a secret from each other. Or, wait, okay. Another no comment, but you'd probably see through my lies. Unfortunately, not yet on my part. Okay. How about you? I assume you don't have time to take it easy either? True, but things aren't looking good for me. I could get one right away, but it's not that kind of matter, you know? Our future depends on this, so I can't just compromise. Uh-huh. Okay, I guess these are just these kind of people. They just casually talk about how they're gonna get partners and leave out the part where they're gonna fight to the death, I guess? I see, so you don't want to choose hastily and lose to me? Well, yeah, lose to her, exactly. You're seeing lose in such a casual way. At least when I watched Fate Zero, you know, it seemed like, you know, this was pretty serious stuff. But I guess because they're teenagers, or... That's a fascinating analyze into their psyches, then. How they grew up, have they known for a long time that they would be facing each other? That's very interesting to think about. Of course not. The important part is making you lose. What I get comes second. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, wait, what? The important part, lose, isn't that synonymous with die, usually? I mean, not always, but, I mean, okay, sure. What you get comes second. Your wish, oh, okay. She laughs boldly. I'm just confused. Geez, we really are alike. Yeah, when we first met, I warned you we'd have this kind of relationship. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You'd have to if you knew. I mean, if you didn't know, I guess you wouldn't. But I guess it's better to know than to be blindsided and have to fight your friend. I guess that's a silver lining. She did indeed. I was certainly surprised when at our first meeting she said, we'll probably end up with a kill or be killed relationship. Okay. They're just open about it. Okay. That's fascinating. Or in other words, unless we go all out against each other, we'll never really be friends. Yep. I agree with her on that, but that's why we've had a friend or foe relationship for 2 years. 2 years? Only 2 years? I expected if you guys knew you were going to fight each other, you'd be friends for longer than that. Like if you knew that the fight was coming up in a short, 2 years, I think you would have kept your distance. Like, if you guys have been friends for maybe 5, 6 years, I could see that relationship forming. But 2 years? Really? That sounds so odd. Okay. Weird. But very aggressive on the part of Ayako. I like it. I like the aggression, because she made the first move, it seems. Unless this is some long con to lull Rin into a false sense of security? Or something. By the way, why are we talking about this? Why? You're the one who started it, Tosaka. Did she? You said there's something wrong with a woman never having a boyfriend, so we decided to see which of us could get a boyfriend before the 3rd year. Excuse me? Sumimasen? Gomenasai? Arere. I'm running out of things to say. I'm gonna take a sip of water now. What? Okay, so they were talking about a boyfriend the whole time. They were talking about who was gonna get a boyfriend. That makes more sense, but also makes less sense. So the game was screwing with the player into assuming that they were talking about the Grail War? How does that make any sense? That only worked on me because I'm familiar with Fate Zero. This game has not yet properly introduced the comments of servants and masters, so the player, in theory, shouldn't know, so that shouldn't even fool them. So the trick that they pulled only works on people who are familiar with a work that had not yet existed when this was created? Am I crazy? What the fart just happened? How does that joke even work on a new player who's not familiar with the series? It just doesn't? What? What just happened? What even was that? Is that like Japanese to English improper translation? Maybe that made more sense in Japanese? I mean, I feel like that was, to me, that was extremely effective at screwing with the player who already knew what was going on. But the player shouldn't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe the game was future-proofing itself. Maybe they expected it would sell millions. And even though that line would confuse and not make sense to people, that in exchange wouldn't make sense to new players, they were future-proofing themselves for people that came into this from future works. What the fart just happened? Okay, sure, whatever. Oh yeah, just tit for tat, I suppose. And did we say the loser would obey the winner for a day? Oh, that's all. The loser obeys the winner for a day. It's not a fight to the death. That's fine. Okay. Right, even kids don't make promises like that nowadays. But it's not like we're sore losers. Well, no. I mean, is it better to be a sore loser or a sore winner? Obviously, ideally, you are neither. I think it's more likely for you to be a sore loser. However, I think being a sore loser is worse. Yeah, because if you're a sore winner, you know, I mean, yeah, you can gloat and stuff, and that's annoying, but at least if you lose, you're not a bitch about it. But, like, if you only aren't a bitch when you win, and people won't want to play with you, they won't want to beat you, because, anyways, it's ideal to not be either, but if you have to be one, I think being a sore winner is better. Anyways, and for those who are unfamiliar with the term, a sore winner doesn't mean that you get all pouty, it just means you're a super, super gloater. Anyways. Whatever the result, the loser will obediently follow the winner's orders. Just thinking about it gets me excited. Ooh, feisty. Maybe I should try to differentiate their voices. But they're both female. And they're both teenager female. That's their. I haven't even gotten a good look at Rin, older Rin. So maybe if I give Rin my male masculine voice because I'm playing her for now, and I give Ayako a female voice, there will be slight differentiation. Ayako laughs. I just can't help it. Knowing that I'm in Rin's head, I want to give this slight female twist, but I only have like one slight female twist. Ah! If this game really is Waifu Wars, if that's what it ends up becoming. I mean, frickin' every time I play a game that doesn't have loads in voice acting, well, this game does have loads of voice acting, but I mean, how should I put this? Every time I play a game that doesn't have loads of English voice acting, Ever 17 was like this too, lots of Japanese voice acting, no English option. It's a waifu game where it's a bunch of females and not many males. I can have some acting chops for a bunch of different male ranges, but not so much for the females. But, those be visual novels a lot of the time. Not always, but honestly. She's so serious about this. Mitsuzuri Ayako is such a difficult person to deal with. Though, I can't wait to beat Ayako either. So neither of us are people you want to deal with. Interesting. So, does that mean that both of them are going to be vying for Orange-Haired's affection? To, because whoever gets him as the boyfriend is the quote-unquote winner? Does this game have branching paths? I don't know. Don't tell me. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of the time in visual novels, that's the idea, usually, is that you make choices, and those choices lead down different paths. But how would that work with the Grail War setting? I'm not sure. I see, but Mitsuzuri-san, it's fine to enjoy yourself, but you should take care not to get your objectives wrong. You know that's not the only point of the contest, don't you? So Rin's supposed to be prim and proper, right? I think I'm going to give her a more prim and proper voice. Try to give Ayako a more lax voice. Give them a little differentiation. I know, I can't call it a complete victory unless I beat you with a relationship you'd be really jealous of. Oh, okay. So you're gonna... That's interesting. So you can't just get some random boyfriend. You have to get a good boyfriend. That's nice. Well, that's the biggest problem for us. No matter how good a guy is, there's no point if we can't bring ourselves to love him. Yup, that's the struggle. Of course, part of the problem in general is looking for a significant other in the first place. Personally, I don't care much to look for a significant other. I mean, it may just come up that I end up finding one without looking, but I feel like going out of your way to look for one, maybe that's something some people like, but I don't really care. I mean, if it's just for the emotional attachment, you get that through friends most of the time. If you want a stronger emotional attachment, you should just have a best friend. Really, to me, the reason to go for that is if you want to do a lot of the making out and the kissing and the sex. But, I mean, if you're someone who is a virgin and you've never experienced that, it's kind of like you don't know what you're missing out on until you've done it. And so, is there really a reason to go for it except for peer pressure, which may work on you when you're a young teen, but when you get older, you start to think, well, is there a point? I've never had it, so I don't know if I want it. And if I do have it and I like it, then I'm going to want it more, which would suck if my first relationship doesn't work out, and then I have to keep looking for relationships for something that I may not have even cared about had I not tried in the first place. And it brings on that whole mindset. But anyways, and also if you really want it, you can always just get a prostitute. Of course, that costs money. So you could argue that the best thing about getting into a proper relationship with someone is that you get to do the sex for free, without paying anyone. Although it's not free because you have to do a commitment to the other person to be devoted to them and stuff. And now that shouldn't be something that's considered a cost. It should be something you want to do. If you want to do it, that's fine. But if you don't want to do it, then there's problems and your relationship is probably going down the drain. Ayako sighs heavily. To my knowledge, Mitsuzuri Ayako is said to hate men. Oh, well, then she's probably just going to lose this contest, right? Oh, but let me guess. She'll be okay with me, right? Orange-haired main character. I think he's the main character. I still think that. I think we just play as Rin during the prologue. I could be completely wrong, but that's my assumption. Ayako actually looks like she has orangish hair. It's kind of brown, but it's got a tint of orange. Rumors are never to be trusted, however. She suggested this match. Rather than hating men, I think she just didn't have a chance. Wait. She suggested the boyfriend finding contest. So she just has high standards, I think is what's going on. She just didn't have a chance. I don't know what... I think that might be bad translation. But I think what she's trying to say is that she has very high standards. And so it's just hard for her to find a boy that she likes. But she still wants to beat... Or something like that. But that aside... Hold it, what do you mean, us? Hold it. Not so fast. Objection. Iyari. How do you... I don't actually know the official pronunciation of that in Japanese. I know I've heard Iyari before, and I'm assuming it's Iyari, but I don't know. I'll say it right now, but I'm not cold-hearted like you. I'd have no problem loving a guy. Wait. Did Rin just say that? I'm not cold-hearted like you? But aren't you like the prim and proper Rin, who's part of the boring mage family where you live a boring mage life that's unfun and cold, quote unquote? And your father was definitely cold. Well, I mean, he used fire powers. Is that what you're doing? Are you using wordplay? Of course you're not cold because fire powers? I don't know. Does she use fire powers too? I'm not sure. We'll find out as we go. That's a lie, or you're fooling yourself. There's no way you'd ever be concerned about a guy. You've never given one good response to any of the confessions made to you. If you had even the slightest interest, you'd think of going out with them, but you keep declining, so it must mean you're not interested in men. Or maybe they both just have very high standards. Mr. Orange-haired main character will meet both of those high standards, right? Because that's how it is, right? The girls, they don't want anyone. Nobody's good enough for them. But the main character, the everyman main character, they're perfect. I don't think the main character in this is an everyman, though. I could be wrong, but... It doesn't seem like that kind of game. Like, Rin has already been characterized a lot, and so far we're playing as her. So I don't think this is one of those games you play as an everyman, but maybe. Everyman-ish, maybe? Everyman-ish. Because there's everyman, you know, you've got characters like, a lot of the Persona main characters, Shin Megami Tensei main characters in general are everymen. Like, you know, you could insert yourselves to them because they're so bland. But then there are main characters that are kind of general. Like, they have a personality, but it's very basic. So they're everyman-ish. So maybe orange-haired guy is everyman-ish. You're not thinking enough. Couldn't we say I'm declining because I already have someone I like? Do you? Wow, that's a good answer. I like that. It's romantic. Ayako nods seriously, not making fun of me. Are you sure? Sounds like she's making fun of me, but making fun of you to make words. I am the best at the English language. The second best at the Japanese. That's the funny thing. I tried learning French when I was younger. I was in French immersion, and I freaking hated it. That's because there was no passion, though. I had no interest in learning that language. But now that I'm older, you know, the Japanese culture is so interesting to me for reasons. I kind of want to learn that language. But, you know, when I was in, like, in my school, at least, I don't know how it was in other schools. Like, for the first couple grades, like, French was required. And then after a while, you got to choose. And as soon as I got to choose, I was like, nope. No, thank you. Her sigh says, wouldn't it be nice if that was the case? Jeez. I really can't keep anything from her. You're right, I think so too. Okay, now I don't know who said that, so this is a good, an opportunity where it's good when my voices aren't too distinct. It's exactly as she says. I know myself how cold I am. Okay, so you were lying. Confirmed, Rin is a dirty liar. I admit it, I know nothing when it comes to love and relationships. Oh, I will say, I think I mentioned this in the last VOD, but it got cut out of the YouTube upload and the Twitch highlight thing that I watched Animal Game, and I really liked it, and I think it's underrated, but apparently it's based on Kaiji, and I didn't realize that, as in, like, Ultimate Gambler. I didn't realize it's loosely based on that. I've seen a bit of Kaiji, I have to see more, but after that I went digging and started watching Liar Game for something similar, and I'm liking it. I've only seen one episode. It's just, I don't know, I really love the mental mind games. Exactly, you're the one who said we're alike. Oh, it's almost 7. Let's leave the secret talk there. We never know when someone might walk in on us, and we should act like proper students. At least they wouldn't walk in on you when you're talking about magic stuff. So, that's a plus. Well, I never knew you had social manners like that. It was worth getting up early just to hear that. Snarky, Rin, snarky. I can definitely tell they're close friends, the way they talk. You can definitely tell. Which is interesting, because apparently they've only known each other for 2 years. It makes me think Rin doesn't have that many friends, which wouldn't surprise me, given the life she's grown up in. So it sort of makes sense that she has someone who seems this close after 2 years, because usually your closer friends you've had for a while, unless, you know, you're just getting into having the close friends. But that's not always true, but yeah. Hide yourself, not so much as you. My social manners are nothing compared to yours. You hide yourself so much, it almost seems like you're a different person. Well, okay, there's social manners and social etiquette, and just because you put on a mask when you're in a social environment doesn't mean you have bad social manners, unless the contest is being yourself, in which case, yeah, I guess Rin isn't herself very much, but yada yada yada. Aiko gives an exaggerated sigh. Both of the teas she made are now empty, and it's my turn to make it. Oh. So, why don't you join a club, Tosaka? I won't listen to any lies about not having the athletic ability. I'm still bitter that I lost to you in all aspects in last year's physical testing. All aspects? Was there a boob measuring aspect? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm a little sorry. I'm not really sorry. If I was really sorry, I wouldn't have said it, and that's the truth. What was I saying? Oh, maybe she didn't join a club because she prefers to watch all the clubs, like the archery club, and the fencing club, and the horse riding club. Is that a thing in your fancy school? Is your school fancy enough for something like that? Or maybe she doesn't join a club because she's spending her free time that would be at a club on her magic stuff. Oh, but you beat me in lung capacity. And also in weight. Also in weight? The word is fat. Or just thick-boned. But thick-boned seems unlikely. If Rin is beating her in physical contests, that likely means Rin has thicker bones. Which means, I mean, she certainly doesn't look fat. Maybe Rin is just too skinny. Lung capacity? Is that good for, like, what, for swimming? Maybe if there was a swimming servant. Alright, I'm 3 kilograms heavier than you. Oh, kilograms. How heavy is that exactly? I think I'm more used to pounds than grams, but I'd have to look it up. You know, looking up the weight of oh yes, that's another polite thing you can do with the females. You just go up to them and be like, so what's your boob size, but also just in general, what is your weight? Obviously, the boob size is probably more offensive, but you know, it's stereotypical that you shouldn't ask the female her weight or her age, right? Like, you're just not supposed to ask them anything stereotypically. I'm just talking about stereotypes here. I'm not saying there's necessarily a huge problem. Well, there is with just asking straight up what their boob size is. But I'm talking about age and weight. Well, weight's probably... Well, I mean, is it? Is it, though? Because his weight's not so bad for males, but it's bad... Is it? That seems interesting. Just thinking of double standards. Speaking of double standards, I should probably make some dick jokes to make up for the boob jokes I made. We just need some guys here. To make dick jokes, need guys, you see. So far, it's just been the females. I bet that fireman has, they say, like, what do they say? You know, bigger hands means, his hands, he made fire, so, there's something about schwangs. You fill in the rest of the joke for yourself. Ow! What? Hey, being heavier isn't something to be happy about, you fox! Oh, that came out of nowhere. I thought she was being jovial when she laughed about it, but that's what I get for taking long breaks, is that I missed the, proper emotional cues. Aiko slams on the table. Oh, I thought she, like, kicked you or something. There's a table? Where's the table? This is the first I'm hearing of a table. Fate table night. Table stay night. Fate stay table. Fate, you stay on the table, young lady. Be careful, you might spill the tea, Michizuri-san. You're the captain, you should treat this place with care. Oh, she is the captain. I think that's the first time we've heard that, so she's the archery captain. Gotcha. Roger, roger. Shut up. I'm your rival first and captain of this place second. And then I guess third, and distant third, she's her friend. Potentially. Do I have the hiccups? Is that what's coming on right now? Let me just down the rest of this one water glass. But I came prepared today. Today I have 2 water glasses. All according to Keikaiku. Naturally, if there are no members around, I'll go after you. Ayako looks at me with narrowed eyes. This girl has her own sense of beauty, and she always says, beautiful people have to do some kind of martial arts. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I guess if you do martial arts, you'll generally stay healthier if you're equating beauty to health. Although, that's... I mean, there can be very pretty people that, you know, they go on a diet and they don't actually do martial arts. You can exercise also without martial arts. I guess that, you know, you have your mindset, Ayako. You do you. But I can see that. I can see you thinking that way. I think she is just relatively attractive anyways. But, to be fair, I mean, you know, this is a visual novel. Usually, if a character is not, by default, visually attractive, it means they're generally a male, sometimes. Or, if they're a female, it means you're not supposed to like them very much. But more often than not, you just won't have unattractive females. You might have some unattractive males that you're not supposed to like, and some unattractive males that you're supposed to like, but part of their character arc is that they're unattractive and people shouldn't like them, but you like them for who they are. It's too much of a trope, really, but anyways, not just in anime, but also in, you know, what is it, live action stuff. However, anyways, you get the idea. She's a bold person experienced in most martial arts. She joined the archery club with no experiences, now the captain is if it were only natural. Wow. But she's not a master? Or is she? She's probably one of the top 3 people in the school you should never disobey regardless of gender. Okay, top 3 people. Who's 1 and 2? Who? Okay. Is the principal one of the others? Isn't it a problem to claim you're not the captain if there are no members around? Why would that be a problem? Wouldn't that only be a problem if there are members around? Of course not. I'm the captain in name only. So all I can do is keep an eye on the problem members. You're the captain in name only? So what does that mean? Who's the real captain? Is there some other member who's the real captain? Question mark, exclamation point. There are also people better than me, so it's not a very dignified captaincy. Oh, there's someone who's a better archer than Miss Archer Pants. Is that the person who's going to end up being the master of the archer? Really? But Fujimura-sensei says that your skills are outstanding. That's a new name. Fujimura. Okay. Well, if she says so. Fujimura to me seems like a male name, but it's probably the last name / surname, not the given name. And so I guess to be fair, it's more likely for surnames to, you know, go either way with the gender, because it's not like you choose your surname usually unless you want to change your name. But she says so, that gives me some confidence. Yeah, I guess it's no good to think about people who don't come here anymore. Oh, wait, what? It's no good to think about people who don't come here anymore. So the best archer isn't part of the club anymore? If Fujimura said that, I guess I should take being captain more seriously. Well, there you go. I guess, is Fujimura one of the top 3 that you're supposed to... or she just have a very respected opinion? That's right. Speaking of which, it's almost time for the club members to arrive, right? I'll get going, but you stay and be a good club captain. What? You're not going to stay and watch? I wouldn't understand. Watching from a distance is fine. Wait, you wouldn't understand? That's a load of baloney. You're gonna freaking Archer's fate. Of course you understand. That's a load of baloney. Watching from a distance is fine, but outsiders shouldn't be in the range, should they? Just as I rise, someone enters the range. Oh, new person. Okay, you know what? Let's do this for a while. When there are new people, we will turn voices back on. I think that's a decent compromise. New person. We'll count new people appearing as an important scene. Sure.
おはようございます、首相。
Shusho. Is that Captain? Maybe. Morning, Captain. And who is this blue-haired person? Blue-haired lady. But again, though, it's just another lady. That's 3 for 3. We've had ladies. Even the one flashback guy we had, the guy in the past, that was a man. Also, as far as voices go, we have 4 ladies. Because Saber we've heard the voice of. Haven't heard the voice of orange-haired kid. Haven't, you know... And yeah, flashback dad. He had... flashback dad. Let's just call him that. Flashback dad. He had quoted lines, but there was no voice. Anyways.
ああ、おはよう、マト。今朝は一人？
Morning, Mato. You're alone this morning? Mato. Okay.
はい。力になれず、申し訳ありません。
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Oh, okay, I think I'm starting to get the gist of Mato's character already. She's one of those types, huh? The shy, quiet, I don't know types. Whereas Ayako is the outgoing, yeah, I'm tomboyish types. And then Rin is the more prim and proper, I will beat everyone types. Although she has some jovialness, but not. So she's not. They're definitely colder people, but inwardly I guess she's cold, but outwardly she knows how to show the jovial side. Anyways, that's just my beat on all the characters so far.
ああ、いいっていいって。本人が弓をやらないって言うんなら、無理をさせても仕方がない。
He, male gender, male persuasion, a male person. No, it's okay. If he doesn't want to come, there's no point forcing him to. Oh, my mouse! Hold a second. Oh, wait, nope, my mouse. Hold the phone. Oh, no, and then this has to go over, under the over. Wait, oh, this would be a point where I put on the streaming technical difficulties, right? Well, too late. It's over now. It's past. It's finished. The mouse has been saved. I just kicked the mouse wire in a weird way, and it went flying. It went over across the room. There should have been an epic sound effect. Okay, what's going on? Oh, right. Ayako addresses the club member who just entered. Oh, right. We're saying, I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. You're alone this morning. Okay, so Ayako tried to get Mato to bring some guy who they want to come but isn't coming. Is this the same guy? Is this the person who maybe doesn't come anymore, who is better than you, question mark? Well, that would be a little sexist for the guy to be better. But anyways, best girl, but not as good as a guy?
それじゃあ失礼するわ。また後でね、三辻さん。
Well, I'll be going. See you later, Mitsuzuri-san.
ああ、また後でね、登坂。
Yeah, I'll see you later, Tosaka. That's interesting. Both of their expressions changed at the same time. Now, I think it was pretty clear that it was Ayako talking there, but when both expressions change, it might be kind of hard to know who's talking. Just things to think about for when voices are turned off.
お疲れ様です、登坂先輩。
Thank you for coming, Tosaka-senpai. Ooh, she calls her senpai. Are they the same year? If they're the same year and she calls her senpai, that does seem so far from what little I know of Mato's character, that does seem kind of in character. But anyways.
ありがとう。さくらもしっかりね。
Oh, wait, Sakura. Sakura Mato? We have a Sakura. Sakura, such a common, at least in Japanese media, very common female name. Thanks, you take care too, Sakura. But also, wait, are you calling her Sakura as in first name basis? Wait, hold on. Is this because that seems unusual. Usually you would call each other by because she's even calling her Mitsuzuri-san. Then again, maybe that's because Sakura's here now. Hold on. Let me go to history. Before Sakura showed up, did you call each other Mitsuzuri? I don't... maybe this is too much to check. But I'm not sure. Because usually when you're on first name basis, that means you're very close. So, does that mean they're very close? But wait, even in inner monologue, Rin said that she had 3 acquaintances, but the other 2 she didn't talk too much. If you don't talk much to someone, why would you be on first name basis? I'm confused. Let me just double check. If I go to config voices, does it say their full names? Oh, it does. Mato Sakura. Michizuri Ayako to Sakarin. Saber. Mario. Okay. Interesting. That's interesting. First name basis. Despite apparently not being close. Something's off about that. Moving on, though. I leave the range trying not to interrupt them. Gosh, we're going for so long. Still no, still no actual master servanting going on. And also, still in the prologue, I'm pretty sure. Oops, right-clicked by accident.
Yeah, Tosaka. Ohio. Asa kara kimi ni aeru nante tsuiteru na.
Oh my god, it's a man. We have our first man. Was this the man who was supposed to come that said no to coming, or is this guy actually coming and he's a different guy? Also, he has blue hair, and Sakura has blue hair. Does that mean they are related? Because that's how anime works, right? If you have the same funny colored hair, it means you're related, right? Tosaka, good morning. I'm lucky to see you so early. Okay, who's this guy? Bad luck. I've run into someone I don't want to see. Oh, is he in voices? Do they have a name? Let me check. Config. Voices. Oh, hello. Mato Shinji. Oh, wait. They are related. Okay, so it's not just a trope being a trope. It's a trope in practice. I'm not just... Okay. Actually, it seems like Sakura has more purplish hair, whereas Shinji has more bluish, but close enough, right? Interesting. Shinji. Okay, Mr. Shinji. It seems like your sister is the more shy of the two as far as, which is interesting because your name is Shinji. But anyways, Evangelion jokes. I've run into someone I don't want to see. Oh, really? Why don't you want to see him? Is he somebody who, confesses to you and stuff? He seems like a nice enough guy from his one line.
Ohayo, Mato-kun. 今日は早いのね.
Morning, Mato. You're up early today, Mato-kun. Interesting. She calls... Ooh, maybe that's why she calls Sakura, actually. Because she knows 2 of them. And she doesn't want to call them both Mato. So that maybe that's why she calls Sakura. I'm not sure how people normally go about that in Japan when siblings. And because it would be a bit weird to address them both with the same name. I wonder how that's normally handled. Maybe this is how it's normally handled. The person you're closer to, even if you're not that close to them, you use the first name to differentiate them? Something to think about. Something to look into at some point, maybe. Don't actually know.
当たり前だろ。首相なんだから。早めに来ないと1年に示しがつかないじゃないか。
Say what? Of course. As the captain, I have to come early as an example to others. Wait, you're the captain? I thought... Hold on. You mean vice captain? Or are you saying you're the best member? Or what are you trying to say here? In whatever thing you're trying to say here, it sounds pretty pompous and factually incorrect. He says with a smile. This smiling guy is Mato Shinji of Class 2C. Okay, do these class placements matter? Should I be keeping these class placements in mind? He's the vice captain. Oh, he is the vice captain. But he still called himself the captain without vice attached to it. Of the archery club and owner of the hearts of half the girls in his school. Really? This guy? He seems so nice and upbeat. You'd think all the girls would fall for a bad boy. But, okay, sure. Kind of an idol, good looking, good grades, sociable, and kind to girls. An idol, good looking, debatable, good grades. I guess that's not debatable. Sociable, seems like it, and kind to girls. But not to guys? That sounds like maybe that is a bit of a bad boy. Well, not your typical idea of a bad boy, but it would just make him kind of a dick. I'm not too well informed in such areas, so I've only heard all this from my classmates.
そう。ご機嫌なところ悪いんだけど、一文字抜けてるわ、マトー君。 大事な字だから忘れない方がいいと思うけど。
Really, I'm sorry to interrupt your good mood, but you're missing a word, Mato-kun. It's an important word, so I don't think you should forget it. An important word? Missing a... Please? Thank you? San? What was his last statement? You're early today. As the... Oh, missing the word vice? Because he's the vice captain? Maybe. Oh, I have a sneeze. Do I need some vitamin C? Yeah. Boo doo ba boo ba blue.
一文字抜けてるって何がさ
What do you mean missing a word? Oh, that deep voice. He's got such a deep voice and such deep eyes. You know what? I take it back. I can see why the ladies fall for him. Hubba hubba.
幸福の福。字は違うけど響きは一緒でしょ、副首相さん。気をつけなさい。別に首相も副首相も変わらないけど、変に意識するとこだわってるみたいに聞こえるでしょ。
Shots fired. Wow. You're missing the vice part. I was right, by the way. Called it. You're missing the vice part. Vice captain. You should watch out. It makes no difference whether you're the captain or the vice captain. I think it makes slight difference, but sure. But if you put a lot of weight onto it, people might start thinking you're concerned about it, right? What's that called again? Inferiority complex? He wishes he was the captain? Rude. That's very rude of you, Rin, but also nice. But only if he's a dick. Which, unsure yet. We'll see how he responds to that comment. If he's a nice person, he'll probably wave it off. If he's a dick, he'll get outraged. So far seems like middle ground. Ellipses, or ellipses, to use his deep voice.
そうだね今後は気をつけるありがとう遠坂
You're right. I'll be careful from now on. Thank you, Tosaka. If he said you're right, I'll be careful from now on, thank you, Tosaka, immediately, I'd be like, okay, he's a nice guy. But he started with ellipses, which means I'm on the fence about it. Because that means he might have been thinking of outbursting, but then held back because he's like, no, I have to protect my perfect image. The fact that he had to think about it means he's not necessarily a nice guy. Because thinking about it, thinking means you're evil. If you are a thinker, you are bad. No, that's not true, but... It's more likely, though, that if you think you are bad. I mean, is that true? Probably, honestly.
お礼を言われるようなことはしてないけど、まあ、マト君がそう思ったのなら私には関係ないか。
I've done nothing to earn your thanks, but I guess it doesn't matter if you think otherwise. Oh, Dat Funky Knight! Hi there! Hello, how are you doing on this fine... Fuck, what day is it? Tuesday! Dude has long arm? Oh! Wasn't sure if I read that fully. But yeah, that was the full comment. Long arm. Yeah, I see that now. I wasn't even paying attention. His left arm is like completely going off the bottom of the screen. That doesn't match at all. And it doesn't really make sense with his... Oh, wow. Thanks for pointing that out. I hadn't even thought of that. It doesn't match with his right arm at all. Because his... Well, no, maybe it does sort of. Because, see, on his right arm, it's... my mouse is not turned on at the moment. Because it flickers on and off when I'm playing this game. But his right arm is baggy near where the armpit would be. Not the armpit as in where you put your deodorant, but the other armpit. It's not, the elbow. That's the word I was looking for. It's baggy near the elbow, so maybe his sleeve does go that long, but that's hard to believe. I think it's more likely that this is a visual error because it's unlikely that they actually have, you know, sleeves that go that long on the left side, but not on the right side. I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah. That's way weird and gangly long on the left side. Odd. Maybe he has, maybe if this guy is pompous, then he went out of his way to get a super, get a custom-made uniform that has a super long sleeve just on the left side because he thinks it's hip and cool with the ladies. Is that hip and cool with the ladies? Ladies, if you're watching, let me know. Do you think that's hip and cool? Bidding him goodbye, I leave the range.
ちょっと待てよ見学に来たんだろなら見ていけばいいじゃないか遠坂なら大歓迎だよ
Hold on, you came to watch, right? And you should stay and watch. You're very welcome here. Well, yeah, but she's got magic things to do, I think.
遠慮するわ。練習の邪魔をしたくないもの。
I'd rather not. I don't want to interrupt the practice. Okay, I think that's, I think we've had voices on long enough. I think I've gotten a gist of, the motto and the other motto. So, I still am unsure if when a new person shows up, if their voice will be on by default. Also, it's awkward doing this all the time, but I kind of want to. The more voices we get, the more awkward that'll be. I'm not sure how many characters are in this game, but I kind of want to leave voices in general on so that if a new person shows up, they have a voice, so I get an early impression of them. Anyways, I don't want to interrupt the practice. That's a new face. Don't worry about that. If anyone's bothering you, I'll just kick him out, so come in for a while. Okay, just as I turn the voices off, he says that? Look at that smug-ass face. Okay, there's the first sign that he's actually kind of a pompous pomper. I thought he was kind of a good boy, but when he looks this much like a good boy, but then throws on this pompous pomper, maybe when she says he's nice to girls, what they mean is he's that's not what I would call nice to girls. I would call that seems like a very sharp switch in character. Maybe he's only nice to girls if he's attempting to get in their pants? Ugh. If anyone's bothering you, I'll just kick him out, so come in for a while. I'll just kick him out. He says even though he's the vice captain and not the captain, so it wouldn't really be his authority to kick someone out, but even if he was the captain, that would be an abuse of power. Very rude. Sudden shift in my opinion of this character. I'm saying I don't want to be a bother. Besides, it's not like I'm interested in archery. Liar. I don't like watching people I don't know practicing. And he goes back to the smiling face. What? You didn't have any interest in archery? Oh, so that's why you were watching us after school. Ooh, I think she is lying. And he knows that she's lying. So he's noticed her watching them, and she's watching them to get an idea of what archery is like. What? On the other hand, even though you'd want to study up on archery and stuff, it's not the same watching regular randos do it. Getting an idea of the technique is one thing, but something. Ellipses. I don't know what he thinks the reason was, but he's undoubtedly making a big misunderstanding. No, he probably thought, yeah, you were watching for him, right? He's got that kind of attitude. Oh, so you knew Mato-kun? I'm not sure who's talking here. Yeah, our eyes met many times, yours and mine. Yep, after I shot. Okay, it is him. I was right. After I shot, you would always be looking at me, right? Okay. And now Rin is gonna come at him with some snippy remark because she's probably not into him. Now we're starting to see, I think, his true colors. He seems kind of like a nice guy mostly, but, you know, when it comes to getting into people's pants, he's a bit aggressive. I don't know if a mean person is the right way to put it, but he's aggressive when it comes to the courting and the foreplay. He also seems a bit big on himself. I think he does have that inferiority complex thing, at least when it comes to impressing the ladies. I wanted to call out to you, but it's the rules, you know. We can't raise our voice on the range. Oh, that's close. As if happy about something, Shinji moves in closer to me. A bit too much closer. But also, you look beautiful up a close person like that. Not really. I was, you know, Baka, Tsundere, I'm not into your blue hair, your wavy blue hair, and your super long arm, which we can't see now that you've gotten closer. Rip, super long arm. Now that he's gotten closer, it's not clear that his arm is weird and langly and long. That is the most attractive aspect of his character, is the long, langly arm. His smile carries a sense of superiority. It looks like a genuine smile to me, but I wouldn't doubt it if that's what you say. That does sound like him now, from what I'm understanding. I guess I misunderstood. I thought you... Whoa, what? Okay, that shouldn't happen. That was awkward. I guess I misunderstood. I thought you liked archery, but you actually have no interest in it, right? So why were you watching the range? What just happened? Can I do something about that in config? Because it seemed like the text blurred out for a moment while he had thingy thing. Can I do something about that? Confirmation before skipping. Instant effects. Hide text while switching images. Off. Is that what just happened? I think that's what just happened. Hide text while switching images. Do not hide the text while switching images. Maybe that's what fixes it. Okay. Because that was disjointing, and I was trying to read, and it completely discombobulated my reading. Why were you watching The Range? I'm too sexy for myself. That's not an ellipses. So dash, 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 ease. Oh, I see now. Yes, the conversation could certainly have been taken that way. Can you move away, Mato-kun? I really don't like people coming so close to me. Personal space, brah. Ooh, that's a little angry look. Tosaka, what? Interesting. I feel like she just said a completely normal comment. Maybe she said it in a sassy way. Or maybe that's a translation error and she was using, like, demeaning terms in Japanese. Because it's hard to translate that sometimes. Tosaka, what? Honestly, it seems you still don't understand. It's not my style, but I'll put it in terms even you can understand. As in, she's saying she's usually reserved and doesn't say her true feelings too much, I think is what she's saying. Mato-kun, I'm saying that I have even less interest in you than in archery. Frankly, I never even knew you were in the range, and I'm not about to start looking out for you now, either. Wow. Okay. Now is he gonna freak out? Way to... I mean, that definitely makes your stance clear. You're not into him. Oh, that's not so much an angry look as it is a sad look, I would say. What? I feel like he's dejected. That's not so much anger as it is dejection. Like he truly believes he is all that, and he truly believes the girls do all like him. So finding out they don't all like him is saddening, and not so much angering, I think is the expression I'm getting. As if I've angered him, he reaches out for me violently. Oh, never mind. I should have read the text. He is angry. The face says dejected, but the words say anger. As if I... Wait, hold on. He reaches out for me violently? I easily avoid it and turn my back on him. Was he about to do some physical violence? Holy fart balls. He's got some anger issues in that case. That's not so much about being mean and anger, because there's being angry with words, and then there's reaching out violently. Like, was he just gonna put his hand on your shoulder, or was he actually like... What? Interesting. That sounds bad. Stranger danger. Not stranger, but definitely danger. Goodbye, Mato-kun. It's good to have some ego, but you shouldn't let it grow too large. Wow! Nice, Rin. I think I'm starting to like Rin a lot. She's really good at the, sass. Tosaka, you! Anata! He probably actually, I would assume, did say you. Because they're going Tosaka, you. You know, sometimes in Japanese, just to give you another Japanese lesson, you know, they don't say you a lot, they would say Tosaka. So if he's actually saying Tosaka you, there's no way he would say Tosaka. I mean, he might. But to give a translation in English, he probably in Japanese did say Tosaka you, and you is generally derogatory-ish, so he probably did say Tosaka anata. I doubt he would have said oh my, because that's pretty offensive. But he might have said anata, which you usually only use when you're trying to be mean in some fashion, or you're talking down to younger people, or you're talking to your husband and you're a female. There are some weird fringe cases, but he sounds like he wants to say more, but it doesn't seem like he's going to scream or come after me. So, okay. All right, new vibe I'm getting from him. He's got anger issues, but he doesn't want to let out that he is angry. He's trying to keep them in control to look, you know, great and graceful for the femens, but he's got a fuse. He knows how to put a lid on it, but sometimes that fuse will come unlit and he'll get violent, potentially, is what this says to me. I wonder what his relationship with his sister, question mark, cousin? Sakura is like, Geez, he really is all show. At first, my first impression was that he was kind of a nice guy, but that really devolved over time. If he was just a little bit more mature, he wouldn't be so much trouble for the people around him. From the back of the school where the archery range is based, I enter the school building. It's past 7, but I can't see anyone in the hallway.
あれ遠坂さんだ。
Okay, I think that is Ore. I feel like I heard Ore, but it's probably Ore. Because Ore is what I'm used to as far as going Orere, like, huh? But maybe, is that colloquialism just go Ore? Or is it not actually Ore, and I'm just hearing it as Ore? Because like, bo and o can be kind of close sometimes. So maybe it is Ore, and I'm just hearing it as Ore, because I gotta get used to hearing the way Japanese people actually speak, maybe. But anyways, so new character, by the way. And yes! Her voice is automatically on. That's what I wanted. Good. Okay, so we could turn, all right, every time, turn all the voices back on, and then turn them off, and then turn them on, and then, wait, okay. That's what I wanted to know. If I turn all the voices off, a new character's voice will be automatically on. Okay, good. That's good to know. Tosaka-san. And who is this? Also, another lady, by the way. We've met one guy, and we've met 5 ladies. Too many ladies. I only have 1, maybe 2 or 3 female voices. I have quite a few male voices if you give me more male characters.
おはようございます、藤村先生。
Good morning, Fujimura sensei. Oh, Fujimura! That's the lady. That's the lady you were talking about earlier with Ayako.
おはよう、遠坂さん。ちゃんと挨拶してくれて、先生は嬉しいよ。
Good morning, Tosaka-san. Also, the voice, she seems very energetic, just from the acting of the voice. So, good morning, Tosaka-san. I'm so happy you greeted me properly. I could probably go with that. Like, I've been using a general female voice so far, but I can probably do an energetic, super happy female voice. That's what I'm getting from her actual seiyuu. Seiyuu, as in, for those who don't know, Japanese is generally the term for Japanese voice actor. Technically, it's not the same thing, but close enough. Oh, that's an expression. Yup, she definitely seems like the happy, energetic, go-lucky type. And she's a teacher, I think? Because, you know, they were calling her sensei? That's interesting subversion. Okay. I like what the interesting character archetypes you're going with. The strange woman seems to be crying of happiness. Crying of happiness. Now that's odd. It's hard to believe, but this person of surpassing friendliness and cheerfulness is a teacher at this school. Okay.
先生、ちゃんと挨拶をする以外にする挨拶があるのでしょうか?
Sensei, is there a way to greet you improperly? Well, I mean, sure. I mean, you said sensei, right? Probably one of the ways to greet her improperly would be to not say sensei. Let me check history. Good morning, Fujimura sensei. I mean, that's pretty nice. You said good morning. You said the whole, and I heard it. Ohayou gozaimasu. It wasn't just Ohio. Fujimura sensei. That's pretty proper. You could have used first name. You could have left out sensei. There are plenty of ways to say that name improperly. Oh.
1年生はちゃんと挨拶してくれるんだけどね。上級生になってくると、私の名字で挨拶しないんだから。
I have learned
遠坂さ
something.
んはああいう輩の真似しちゃダメだからね。
That's an example of thinking that they're done talking and them not being done talking. I have just learned something. So when you right click and go to history, because I did not mean to advance that, maybe I should start using the scroll bar. I just think, is the scroll bar imprecise or is it precise? Okay, maybe it is precise. I wasn't using it because it seemed imprecise. But you see, if you use the scroll wheel and you can accidentally scroll out of the history and go into the present and then go to the next statement automatically with the scroll wheel, which is what I just accidentally did by accident. But anyways, of course there is. First years always greet me properly. Oh, wait, okay, never mind. First years always greet me properly. I had the wrong idea about that statement. But the older ones never greet me by my last name. Oh, they call you, what's your first name? You shouldn't copy their rudeness, okay? Oh, let me guess. The reason the older students don't call you by your last name is because you don't seem very teacherly. You seem too happy-go-lucky, so they think of you as just one of their pals. So they use your first name. Wait, no, isn't that disrespectful? Because like no, it's not like in English that would make sense. That would make sense in English because you call a teacher by their last name in English, but you call regular people by their first name just regularly. But in Japanese, you generally call someone by their first name if they're close to you. So That's interesting. Is it because you're friends with everyone? I could see that. You're very friendly and happy-go-lucky. You seem like the person who'd be friends with everyone. Oh. Nice water drink. Can I check what your first name is? They haven't said it yet, but it'll probably be in voices. Fujimura Taiga? Taiga? Taiga alive and... Oh, what was that? 325? 620? I don't remember. That's from Baka and Test, by the way. Taiga. That's your first name? Or your surname? Not your first name, but, you know. Like, tiger. I wonder if that means anything fancy in Japanese, because I just think of tiger, taiga, and it definitely doesn't seem like a female name. Maybe that's why, I don't know if it's a very weird name for Japan. It seems like a weird name to me. Maybe that's why people call her by her first name, because it's an interesting, weird name. Also, I really got to take a pee-pee. We're going to go ahead and real quick, just so I don't miss anything. We're going to make a save. And we're going to call it, I got a wee-wee. I got a wee-wee. Save. And we are real quick. Oh my god, no drop frames. Oh, yes. Okay. It's apparently 0 drop frames. I've been going for an hour and 48 minutes. I've been streaming and recording at the same time. No drop frames, supposedly. That is amazing. And I think that's what it was. Yesterday was freak internet derp is all that was, which was unrelated to my streaming and recording. That's good to know. So real quick, I'm going to BRB. So yeah, okay, we're bead. We have bead. This is good. This is good music to be left with. Yeah, I like the Tem song. Good song. You ever sit on your leg funny for a while, and then when you get up, it's just all like, because it was really weird when I got up just now. You might have heard it through the mic a little bit. Like, I ended up like stomping on the floor because I had my proportions of where I thought the floor was were all farted up. Like, I don't know. It wasn't like my leg was asleep. Maybe that's what you call it. Because my leg was functioning. Maybe that is considered to be asleep, though. Because I tried stepping, and it wasn't stepping the way I thought it would be stepping. That was weird. Anyways. I mean, I haven't experienced that. At least if I haven't experienced anything quite like that ever, I don't think. Like, I've had my leg sort of fall asleep. I know what it feels like to have my leg asleep. This was not quite the same thing. It was weird. Anyways... back to the game. That mostly happens when me leg falls asleep. That was probably a typo, but I think it's funny to think of, that funky night, more like that funky pirate. For the YouTube audience, the person chatting who said that is named Dat Funky Night, so that was the joke. Arr. Ha 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 ha. Now, okay, now you're just, now that laugh doesn't make any sense. But anyways, for reals though, back to the game. You shouldn't copy their rudeness, okay?
はあ、よくわかりませんけど、先生に失礼なことはしませんが。
I don't really understand, but I won't be rude to you, Sensei. Actually though, if you're a pirate and you have a pirate laugh, you would go more like, it would be, har 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 har, hardy mateys. But... unlike my laugh, Amonimus, who watches this stream sometimes and comments sometimes, he's commented and said I have a unique laugh, which I never really thought of until he said it. But like I have a kind of thing that goes on sometimes. Like just then I tried to do the which might not have done it justice, but sometimes without thinking I do laugh like that, and I have noticed that now that he pointed it out. But that's definitely not a pirate laugh, or is it? Because in One Piece, all the pirates have weird laughs. I won't be rude to you, Sensei.
よしよし。ああ、みんながみんな遠坂さんみたいだったらいいのにな。
Good girl. Oh, I wish everyone was as good as you, Tosaka-san. Wow, she's got some... This actor, I don't know if she's just got good acting chops or it's interesting, it's good direction on the character, but I'm really liking the performance. Fujimura Sensei waves goodbye and leaves. And as just as I'm saying I'm liking the performance, she walks away. She just gets out of Dodge. She's gone. She's gone forever. Rip. Maybe she's new best girl, but she's a teacher. Ah, whatever. I'm old enough. I Renegade, I'm old enough, even if orange-haired main character isn't. Fortunately, she isn't my home... Oh, fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Oh, you wouldn't want her as a homeroom teacher? You seem to like her well enough. Either that was an act and you think she's annoying, or you do like her, but you don't think she's very good at getting down to business. Maybe. I could see that. Fujimura-sensei teaches English. Does she actually? Probably. Because if this was a... you know, in a lot of games that they would translate that, if they actually teach English, they'd be like, oh, she teaches French, because we are speaking English. But no, this is, so probably, so that's their second language. Interesting. I wonder if we can hear Fujimura do some English sometime. She has such a kind face, but she also has a black belt in kendo. Oh, farts! I hear she was respected as the Tiger of Fuyuki in her student days. Oh, her name is Taiga, and she was the Tiger of Fuyuki. So there is that relevant to her name Taiga? Is that a coincidence? Or maybe because her name is Taiga, she started to be called Tiger of Fuyuki. That's interesting. Black belt in kendo. Way to subvert our expectations on these characters. That's very interesting. Though that's a bit strange. Wouldn't a tiger normally be feared, not respected? Well, she's a fun, fluffy tiger that you can pet and just don't do that with real tigers. Apparently in a good mood, Fujimura-sensei heads for the archery range. Oh, okay. It seems like every character that is not Rin is going to the archery range. Rin's just trying to leave and go somewhere. Where's she going? Who knows? For some reason, she's in charge of the archery club and not the kendo club. Oh, wait. Oh, as in, okay, I see. So Ayako is the captain of the archery club, but Fujimura is like the manager. That makes sense. Okay, wait, kendo. Did they say that? I guess they did. So she did kendo. I saw that she was a black belt. I guess I phased out the part that said kendo. Kendo, so she's into swords and stuff. So she might be good at being a saber. It's almost 7:30. Almost the time that you thought it was when earlier in the morning when you left for school or something? Something like that. Or when you got to school. Anyways, I can see a few students doing club activities outside, but there's no sign of anyone in the school building. How fushigi. How mysterious. But still, shikashi. That means however.
Tosaka.
Yes, that is my name. You're also another new character. You also have bluish hair. Are you also related to the Matos? Probably not. That'd be a little weird. Because, like, you know, you can have siblings. But 3 siblings, especially in this short course of time, that seems unlikely. But maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I could probably check right now by looking at voices, couldn't I? Hold on. Ryudo Ise. I don't think they're related. Okay, confirmed. Wait, all the voices are still on. I thought they were off. Why did I think they were off? I don't know. They're on. Maybe I was about to turn them off. Anyways, maybe because it was inner monologue for a while, I thought they were off, but they weren't. Anyways, Tosaka, yes. And you, Ryudo? I forgot already. Ise. I bump into someone who greets me rudely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd call that a greeting. It's a startled, like, oh, Tosaka. I guess you can call that a greeting, but I wouldn't... That's kind of mean to say it's a rude greeting. Also, if that's your inner monologue, is that you think of that as a rude greeting, then that's more prim properness and how you think everyone should be respectful always. Even when they're caught off guard, they shouldn't, they should still somehow give proper greetings, which is very pompous of you to think.
あら、生徒会長。こんな朝早くから校舎の見回り？それとも各部室の手入れかしら？どっちでもいいけど相変わらず豆ね、そういうとこ。
Student president. Interesting. Student president, are you patrolling the school building this early in the morning? Perhaps taking care of the club rooms. Not that I care, but you're certainly diligent. That sounds rather backhanded. Do you not like each other?
そういうお前こそ何を企んでいる。部活動もしていないお前がこんな早くに何の用か。
I'm starting to think they don't like each other very much, especially with that look he's got on right now. And that's very rude. If what he said earlier wasn't rude, this is definitely rude. Then again, Rin, I think that statement just now was a little rude, but Okay, what's this voice gonna be? Student council president. He's got glasses, but the voice actor is giving him a deeper voice. But yeah, I think Shinji's Mato's voice. It's a deep. I'm just a pompous pomper, and I like to get all the ladies. And this guy is gonna be more. What are you planning? What are you doing here? You're not in any clubs. Sure.
ただの気まぐれよ。リュウド君ちみたいに早起きじゃないもの、私。
I just felt like it. I don't get up early like your family does, Ryudo-kun. Interesting. His family? Not just him, his family? So is his family like, maybe they're all like well respected in their fields, and him being the student council president is only like, a sign of how awesome his family is, like they run the government or something. Oh, that face. Ellipses. The student council president makes an unhappy face. Unsurprising. For some reason, I seem to be his enemy. For some reason? I mean, he gave you a startled expression, which I wouldn't really call it as a rude greeting, but you felt it was a rude greeting, and then you gave him kind of a snappy answer. Maybe you just speak snappily naturally. Maybe you don't even think about it. Maybe that's why it's hard for you to make friends, ? Because you just talk in a snappy manner? I mean, you seem to be talking okay with Ayako, but maybe that's because you know her well? Then she seemed pretty snappy with Ayako too, and I thought, oh, that makes sense. They're friends, so she's snappy, but maybe she's just snappy with everyone, and that's kind of less good when you're not with your friends. Anyways, for some reason, I seem to be his enemy. I really don't know why. Perhaps it's just because I said skip the temples, they're boring. Skip the temples, they're boring in a meeting to plan for the field trip. Of course, he's the generic, because he has glasses on, that means he's stereotyped as being a nerd, possibly a nerd who is into temples. Therefore, he would have liked the temples, and you would have thought they were boring, therefore conflict.
一つ聞いておくが、最近夜遅くまで校舎にいたことはあるか、遠坂。
Let me ask you a question, Tosaka. Have you been staying at school until late at night recently?
ないわね。私が帰宅部だって知ってるでしょ、リュウド君は。
Nope, you should know I always go straight home, Ryudo-kun. Should he? Because he's the student council president, he keeps track of every student? Or are you so pompous that you think that he's looking at you specifically, because you're important? Or do you actually think that he keeps track of every student? Because in a way, that's a compliment of his character, if you think he's good enough to keep track of every student. If you don't, then that means you think he's paying attention to you specifically, even though you don't seem to like each other very much, or maybe you think he's paying attention to you because you don't like each other very much.
当然だ。生徒会長を任された以上、全校生徒の情報は把握している。
Of course, this is my job, so naturally I know about everyone.
そう。なら私に聞くまでもないでしょ。なんだってそんなことを聞くか知らないけど、生徒会の仕事を部外者に押し付けちゃまずいんじゃない？
I see. So you don't even have to ask, right? I don't know why you're asking, but isn't it bad to force student council jobs onto others? Oh, wait, he's trying to force student onto you? And you're not part of the student council? You were part of a meeting. Were you supposed to be part of that meeting? That means you're on the student council. Or are you? I think I've gotten enough of the voices for now. Gonna keep Saber on in case she shows up out of nowhere. But, I wonder how many more voices there are going to be. If there's going to be too many more, I might stop doing this with everyone, and I might just turn off all voices. But I want to leave them on for when new people show up for now. What does others mean? I'm not sure. Maybe it means, maybe others counts as new people? That's what I think it means. But I'm not sure if there's going to be characters that maybe aren't listed here that are stuck specifically in others. I don't know. I would assume random voices just of people passing on the street or something, if that ever happens, would be others, but I'm not sure. Isn't it bad to force student council jobs and not others? Blip. You should collect information on your own. Don't rely on outsiders like me. After all, me, a magi, wouldn't rely on a magic outsider like you. Not that I could tell you that, because you're a muggle. Idiot! How are you an outsider? Oh, she's not? White mouth. I love the white. I love how, I don't know. It's kind of distracting, but I also love it in a funny way when people open their mouths and there's no teeth and it's just white. Honestly, it's kind of distracting at times, but it gets a chuckle out of me sometimes. It's half and half. My opinions on it are conflicted. Don't think I don't know how you worked your evil deeds onto our treasurer, you fox. Treasurer? Who's the treasurer? Also, it's interesting to think that, like, what, her womanly wiles? Is the treasurer a guy and she got him to acquiesce to her demands? I mean, Tosaka does seem cold, but it seems like she knows how to play the part of being a nice person, so I could see her also play the part of being a sexy who seduces. Oh, you misunderstand. I was merely working out how much each club should receive because Mitsuzuri-san asked me to. Oh, it was for Mitsuzuri-san. Let me guess, because their club normally gets shortchanged? Is that why? Probably. After all, whenever there's clubs, you always get certain clubs getting shortchanged. In the West, the football clubs would always get the most funding, and like music clubs would get the shaft. But in Japanese, I don't think football is as much of a hot topic, so I'm not sure what clubs would be the most important over there. I think it's only right for students to take an interest in where their money is going. We gotta take an interest in our money taxes, our student taxes. How can damaging our treasurer's psyche enough to keep him off school for a week be only right for any student? Wait, what? Damaging our treasurer's psyche? Okay, I could see Rin doing something like that. That seems in character, I think. But why would you? Why? Are you like a... Maybe she's like a mental... that's interesting to think of. Is she going to use much mental manipulating tactics in the actual Grail War? Is she going to try to deceive and... Interesting to think of. Enough to keep him off school for a week be only right for any student. It's certainly not right for him. As always, I'm amazed by your way of thinking. Also, it is a him. Enough to keep him off school for a week. So... But this isn't because of his... Is this her womanly wiles, or was she just being very intimidating? I guess this is one of those fill in the blanks for yourself, and they're not going to give you the answer. It could be her womanly wiles, or it could be something else. I guess we're supposed to fill in the blanks ourselves with our imagination. The same to you. You should keep a watch on those under you. It's not fair to favor the non-sporting clubs. Oh, okay. That is like in the West, you know, the footballs and stuff. That's pretty typical club thinking. Although, is kendo not a sport? I'd argue kendo's a sport. It's not a traditional sport, but okay. Fair. Alright. Maybe it's not spiritually a sport, even if it's technically a sport. I know that. That's why I intended to deal with the matter myself. But... It's him! First of all, he called him Issei. That's first name basis. That's interesting. Second of all, that's the orange hair, red hair, orange hair, possibly main character, possibly maybe. Are you my husbando? Am I your waifu? Am I the waifu? Maybe. What is your name? What is your name? I don't know your name this whole time. I've been calling you orange-haired, red-haired guy, and I don't know your gosh dang diddly name. Let's turn all the voices back on for a bit, because we have potentially our main character. That is my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Rin is the main character, and I've been completely incorrect about my assumptions about this game all along. Oh, let's see. Emiya! Oh, farts! I recognize that. Kiritsuku Emiya, right? Emiya Shiro. Okay, so that's not his real name, but like, well, I guess it is his real, because that would be his adopted family name, right? That wouldn't be his real family name, as it were. Anyways, Shiro. Okay, Shiro Emiya. I'm sure I've heard that name around in memes and stuff, but I didn't remember it off the top of my head. Shiro Emiya. Emiya is such a, it carries such a weight. Even when I heard it in Fate Zero, like, oh, Emiya. It just sounds like such a cool, you know, maybe this is me just talking up my butthole. Maybe it's just me, but to me it seems like it seems like a main character's name. If he is the main character, this is my assumption, I should give him my voice, right? For now, though, he looks kind of tough. Like, his face expression, it's just like, I'm a little mad. But the repairs are done. And then, a guy appeared who I didn't expect to find here. Oh? That's very casual talk. A guy appeared, not Shiro appear. That suggests you don't know him very well?
と悪い。頼んだのはこっちなのに、エミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった。許せ。
Interesting. Student Council President calls Shiro Emiya by the family name, but Shiro called Ryoto by Issei, the not family name. So that's interesting. Things to think of. Maybe it's because Shiro respects Ryudo because of his position as Student Council President. Enough to call him by first name, maybe? Maybe. Sorry, I'm the one who asked for your help, but it seems like you're doing all the work. Forgive me.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。あんまり時間ないぞ。
Don't worry about it. So what's next? There's not much time left.
ああ、次は視聴覚室だ。前から調子が悪かったそうなんだが、この度ついに天寿を全うされた。
Yeah, the AV room is next. It seems it's been working badly for a while, but it's finally died. Oh, okay. Shiro is fixing stuff. He's a fixer? He's a fixer-upper? A repairman? An electrician? A mechanic? Possibly. And okay, is he somehow going to be able to use his mechanical know-how in the Grail War? Maybe he can, like... Maybe he can... Because it seems like he's going to be Saber's master? And if that's correct, that'd be interesting. If he's the main character, it would be weird for the main character if Saber was in the game and the main character to not be the master of Saber. That would be odd. So I'm pretty sure he is the main character. However, in such a case, that's actually really fitting now that I think about it. I mean, of course it's fitting. I knew it was fitting. I thought, okay, sorry. My mind is all over the place because of Fate Zero. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, right, because if Saber has swords, this was the joke that I completely lost along the way. Maybe if Saber's sword broke, not that it would because it's a magic fancy sword, maybe Shiro could fix it with his mechanical know-how. Not that that would make sense because that's mechanics, unless he could use, like, magical mechanics, if that's a thing.
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろ。買い直した方が早いぞ。
Can't be fixed if it's dead. It'd be quicker to just buy a new one. Well, I mean, sure, but that costs money, and the school, I'm sure, like everything, is on a budget, whereas fixing something generally doesn't cost as much, especially if you're doing it for free. And usually, in these school situations, Shiro wouldn't be getting paid for this. Maybe he's getting paid, but I doubt it. So, especially if they're not paying you, it's much cheaper to get you to fix it than for the school to spend money on a budget, you know, for their new AV heater or whatever.
そうなんだが、一応見てくれると助かる。俺から見れば臨終だが、お前から見れば仮病かもしれん。
True, but it'd help if you could take a look at it. It might be dead to my eyes, but only faking it to yours. That's an interesting way of putting it. Although I get that. A mechanic slash electricity guy, someone who knows a lot about that stuff, would be able to look for signs that a normie wouldn't see. I consider myself mostly normie in that respect. I know some stuff, but probably not as much as a mechanic like Shiro would know. Also, interesting is that their voices sound kind of similar. Maybe I'm crazy, but their voices to me sound kind of... It's interesting. The females, to me, so far have had pretty distinct voices, and I can easily differentiate between them. But the males, at least these two, seem to have their voices kind of similar, despite the fact that, ironically, me voicing them, I feel I can give a bigger range to the males than the females. Just something I've noticed and seems interesting to me. Anyways.
そうか。なら試そう。
I see. Well, let's take a look. Osoka. Interesting. I didn't hear Naruhodo in there. And usually that would be I see. Although that could also be I understand. And maybe this isn't quite I understand. Anyways, languages. You keep calling him the student president, I noticed. Not the student council president. You keep calling him the student president. That just seems odd to me. But okay, sure. Maybe that's Japanese terminology. But English terminology would use student council president. Even if they don't quite use it in Japanese, in a translation, you'd think you would include the word council. Anyways, the student president leaves with the male student. Dash, 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 dash. My thoughts have stopped at this sudden event. The guy with wrenches and spanners in his hands turns back as if remembering something. Oh? He talking to you? You talking to me?
朝早いんだな、遠坂。
Ooh, you're up early, Tosaka. That's rather blunt and direct. So it seemed like they weren't very acquainted, but he knows her name, so they clearly know each other to some extent. But she called him that guy earlier, which tells me they're not that acquainted, but they are acquainted at least to some extent, I guess. Is that his way of manners? That's interesting, because as he came out, he was just talking to the student council president and not really acknowledging Rin at all. But then as they went to walk away, he turned back and said, "Oh, hi." That's... I can read that a couple ways. Either he has a crush on Rin, and as he came out, he was a bit nervous and just didn't want to interact with her. But then last second, as he was walking away, he's like, "No, I should say something, I should say something." Or he's just got awkward social skills in general. In which case he came out and just talked to the student council president. Maybe he was completely zoned into the student council president, not paying attention, but then realized that, wait, that's rude manners. There is another person there. Even if I wasn't paying attention to them, I should say hi. It's a bit late, but I should. So those are my two reads I'm getting on why he would act that way. And with that, he leaves. Yeah, that's very awkward. I mean, that could either be awkward or it could be he has a crush on you. Although, if he is the main character, then that means I, as the player, probably get to choose who he has a crush on, so that would be letting their hand slip a little early if he really did. Then again, it could be one of those things where, as the main character, later on, if you decide to go down the Rin route, assuming that's a thing, then he will reveal that all along he had feelings. But if you go down a different route, he won't have had those feelings. It could be one of those situations. Is that supposed to be a greeting? Yeah, definitely it was awkward for sure. The student whom the president called Emiya leaves quickly. Okay, what is with that wording? The student whom the president called Emiya leaves quickly. That's like you don't know him. But he knows you because he called you Tosaka. Okay, maybe that means he does have a crush on you and he knows who you are, but you don't know who he is? Or maybe he doesn't have a crush on you, but he knows who you are because of your popularity and renown, but you don't know who he is because he's just a random nobody? Interesting. Emiya. That would be Emiya Shiro from Class 2. C. Okay. So you do know vaguely who he is, but not very much. Interesting. So he's got a better grasp of who you are than you have of who he is. But either way, I think you guys don't know each other very well. At the very least, you don't know him very well.
それはいいんだけどさ。
That's fine, but... How can I put it? I just think it's hard to tell whether a guy who looks at home holding a wrench is useful or scary. It depends on what you're doing with. I mean, you know, having a wrench and fixing stuff is useful, but I mean, if he was holding the wrench in a scary manner, it'd be more scary if it was like a knife or something. Then again, if it's like a toolkit, if he's got like a whole toolkit, there's probably a knife in that toolkit somewhere, so watch out. Although, would they be allowed to bring it into school? Maybe only if he is the repairman, he gets special privileges. I'm not sure what their rules are on that. Usually you would have a knife of some kind in a toolkit, or at least a sharp, pointy object. It's 7:30 in the morning, and there's no one else in Class 2A. Okay, I'm guessing we're going to see a new character here, especially because she's about to probably meet her teacher, and since we know her teacher is not Fujiya, we're probably about to meet a new teacher, I would assume, so I'm going to leave the voices on for now. Otherwise, I would have probably turned them off, because, you know, I'm getting used to them, but, you know, every time there's a new character, I want to leave them on. I sit at my desk and work on a few math problems. Oh boy, math! My best subject that I don't like. But no, really. Math for me was always like, I was good at it, but I don't know. I enjoyed certain aspects of it, but the more it went on, I wasn't enjoying it as much. Also, the problem with me in math is that even though math was my best subject, my older brother, was extremely good student, straight A's usually. He would get A's on most everything, but he would get A pluses, like near perfects on math. Math was also his best subject, but I'm about as good at math as he is at everything else. And so it's just, you know, my achievements, they're like, oh, you're his brother. Oh yeah, that's, you know, I mean, it's like, it's not a surprise that I'm that good. They're more surprised that I'm worse at everything else. But they're like, oh yeah, you're pretty good at math. Yeah, you're his brother, right? That makes sense. It's more that makes sense than, oh, you're good at math. Yeah, I don't know. People with older siblings can probably relate to that, but it's because my math marks started falling as the years went on because I started to care less because as a kid, you want recognition. I don't know. At least I, as a younger kid, when I do good in school, I don't know. I want the recognition from my peers, and I wasn't really getting it. Well, I was, but not as much. Probably, I think partially because of my brother. At least that was where my mindset was at the time. I mean, I don't blame him for doing better. I blame the people for assuming that I should be doing better because we're related, or at least that's the way I looked at it. Now my mindset isn't quite the same anymore. But when you're younger, especially, you have the thought, or at least I had the thought that if they're not gonna acknowledge me for doing pretty good on math, then. So I started to care less, and so my marks started to drop towards the end of high school. Granted, I'm still naturally just good at math. However, whenever they asked complicated questions that took a lot of thinking about weird sets of stuff, and it wasn't as simple as 1 + 7 = 8, like basically when you had to figure out the problem, that's the thing, because that's what math tests did after a while. It wasn't just, here's the problem, what's the solution? It was, we're going to confuse you by giving you a word problem, and you have to decipher what the question is in the first place, and then give us your answer. And so at a certain point, I stopped caring to decipher the question. But if you actually give me the question straight out, I'm pretty good. Anyways, though, I was also terrible at showing my work, by the way. That was the one thing. I was terrible at showing my work because I got into the rhythm of I just know the answer and I forgot what the steps are. So can I just give you the answer? And so I also had to, there was the effort of, do I go through the effort of remembering what the steps even are? Because, you go through the steps, then you get the answer, then you find a shortcut and you just use that shortcut and you know it works because you've done the long way. And then you don't bother with the long way. And then they ask you to show your work and you're like, I forgot the long way. Anyways, that happened to me at least a couple times. Math. There's 30 minutes until homeroom. I guess I'll just be bored until my classmates arrive. Fourth period ends and the noisy lunch break begins. Oh, okay. Are we skipping? Okay, fourth period ends. So no new teacher, no new... Okay. Our school has a cafeteria, but half the students stay in the classroom. That's weird to me. It sounds like a Japanese thing. Over where I am, my grade school had no cafeteria, and so during lunch, it was split in half where there was lunch, and then there was lunch recess, and in lunch you had to stay in your classroom. And I always kind of hated that, because I was rarely with my friends in my classes, and so I was kind of always alone. But in high school, it was a lot better because there was a cafeteria, so I could go to the and basically nobody stayed in their classrooms in my high school. Like, they would hang out either in the cafeteria or just outside. I never went outside during lunch. I was so glad in high school there was no recess. You didn't have to go outside. You could just stay in the whole time. I don't like the outside. So I could actually, even if I wasn't with my friends in my classes, I could meet them in the cafeteria and hang out. So I loved going to the cafeteria personally and not staying in my own classroom. I liked that about high school, definitely. But anyways, half the students stay in the classroom. Actually, most of the ones who stay are girls. Interesting. I wouldn't know too much about if there's any truth to that in the Western world, because I am not of the female gender, and in high school, none of my friends were really of the female gender. I have some female friends, but none of them I met in school, really. I'm trying to think. No, I never got any female friends in school. I met some female friends outside of school for reasons, but I never associated really with females inside school, pretty much, for the most part. The cafeteria food is rather roughly made, so girls tend to dislike it, and as a result... Oh, new person. Tosaka-san, would you like to have lunch with us? Also, the cafeteria food is rather roughly made? Interesting. In my school, I generally brought my lunch because if I was going to buy lunch at the cafeteria, I'd use my own money, my own, what was it called? What do they call it again? Allowance. Haven't gotten that in a while. I had to use my own allowance. And, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. And I liked doing that as often as possible because I loved the cafeteria food. At least at my school, it was great. But I only did it like maybe once a week, like on Fridays on special occasions. I usually just brought the lunches that my parents provided because even though it wasn't as good, you know, I didn't have to use my own allowance money. Well, would you like to have lunch with us? So yeah, I have the opposite opinion. At least at my school, loved the cafeteria food. Would have had it every day if it was an option, but no. Girls end up eating lunch together like this.
ありがとう三枝さん。けどごめんなさい。私今日は学食なんです。今朝は寝過ごしてしまってお弁当を作る余裕がなかったものですから。
Interesting. Thank you, Segusa-san, but I'm afraid I'm eating at the cafeteria today. I slept in this morning and didn't have time to make lunch. That's kind of backwards. You actually woke up early, but you thought you slept in. But still, close enough, I guess.
いや、そうなんですか。ごめんなさい。そうとも知らず呼び止めてしまって。私、余計なことしましたね。
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to invite you without realizing that. I guess I'm being a bother. Interesting. Okay. So she seems nervous and shy. So she seems like Sakura in that sense. However, the way she's acting seems like she idolizes Rin. Just from what I'm getting from this, she wants to eat with Rin. Maybe she thinks Rin's really cool and wants to hang out with Rin really often. Maybe that's why she's so nervous. I think she does seem like a shy person in general, but she doesn't seem... Shy is the wrong word. Sakura didn't necessarily seem shy. No, she does seem shy. Sorry, this girl seems shy. Sakura seemed more reserved and polite. That's probably the word I'm looking for. She was very polite, not necessarily shy. This girl is shy. And also, I think, likes Rin, maybe in a friend manner. I don't know if we're talking lesbian, but it seems like she likes her in a friend manner for what I'm gauging. What is her name? So I can stop just calling her girl. Wait, not config. Oh, yeah, yes, config. Voices. What? Has she not shown up yet? Do I just... Wait. Okay, wait. Is this with other characters too? Do they have to be around for a while for their thing to show up? I'm surprised that I'm not seeing her name. Oh, wait. Okay. Segusa-san. What's her other name? Segusa. Wait, no. How would you say that in Japanese? Saegusa. Saegusa. Probably something like that. Saegusa. But I'm just going to pronounce it the English way, which is Segusa. And I know that's improper, but I'm just going to do it because for now I'm speaking English. They wrote it in Romanji. This is an English game. I'm going to pronounce it I've been pronouncing Rin in the English way the whole time. Really, Rin in Japanese would be Rin. But I've been saying Rin. So, yeah. Segusa. Okay. Segusa-san looks downcast as if apologizing. She's one of the calmest in a class full of calm students. Wait, really? And a kind person who cares about me for some reason. For some reason, I have no idea. She probably just likes you, like just looks up to you. I don't, maybe gay, but my first assumption would be that she looks up to you. Usually shy people like this like to pick an idol to look up to. I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions, but one of the calmest is she really calm? Because if she's this nervous, I wouldn't call that calm. Maybe calm is the wrong word for the translation. Also, calm students? Really? Well, I guess you're calm, Rin. You are a calm person. But, usually what I'm used to is that most students would be rowdy, and it's rare to find. I was a calm student. I didn't do any of the talking during class or the texting. Even when I had my friends with me in my classes, which was rare, I still just... You know, if you're in class, you're supposed to be studying, not goofing. Wait for the recesses and lunches to goof. But some people would just be, passing notes back and forth and typing, texting on their phone. I didn't even have a phone in school. I didn't get a phone until after high school. And texting on their phones with each other and using their smart gadgets. And I'm like, people, concentrate. People thought of me as a teacher's pet just because I didn't, misbehave. People... I feel like it's a screwed up environment where you're classified as a teacher's pet for not misbehaving. You should be a teacher's pet for, bringing an apple to the teacher every day or doing your stuff. No, I was not a teacher's pet. I generally, didn't care much for the teacher. I never did anything special for them usually. I just didn't misbehave, and so people thought of me as a goody-goody teacher's pet. Was not a teacher's pet. Anyways, oh gosh, all the school memories are flooding back to me.
余計なことだなんてそんなことはありません。今日はたまたまだから気にしないで。また明日これに懲りず声をかけてください。
I don't think so. It just happened that way today, so don't worry about it. Please ask me again tomorrow. Hold on. What'd you say? Oh, I see. So Rin feels sad for turning down her invitation to go to lunch. I smile at her from the bottom of my heart. Ooh, and that's inner monologue, which means it seems like she's being genuine. So, you think she's an okay person?
はい。でも遠坂さんでも寝過ごすことがあるんですね。
Oh yes, I guess even you sleep in from time to time. That's a very cute smile. My smile must have relaxed her as she returns it with her own. It's a nice smile. I like it. So, is she in our thing yet? Voices? Rin, Ayako, Sakura, Shinji, Taiga, Issei, Shiro. No! Is she just lumped in with others? So, is she just a not important character? Normally, I would understand her not being listed if she's a not important character and just being listed in others. But in a game where it seems you can individually mess with their voices, it seems odd that they leave certain characters out. Because if you don't like how loud certain characters are and you want to balance them, and that would be the point of balancing individual voices like this, then it'd be good to have the alternate characters each has their own voice and not listed, clumped into others. Interesting choice. But that says to me she's not very important. Which also says to me everyone we've met so far is important. Saber, Rin makes sense. Ayako, okay. Sakura, Shinji, Taiga, Issei. Issei, interesting. The least important of these grouped to me, I would guess so far, is Issei. That's just my first early guess. Usually siblings have some kind of importance. And Taiga, the teacher, I could see that. Issei will be interested because I would think, based on early impressions, he might be lumped in with others. Well, then again, he's got a really cool, he's got a family that's all stuff, right? At least that's my guess. Anyways. Dash, 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 dash. Her smile is cute. I agree. Kawaii. Or is it kawaii? I get them confused. One of them means cute, and the other one means gross and hideous. And I'm still getting confused. There's kawaii, and there's kawaii. I forget which is which. Segusa Yukika, full name. Segusa Yukika-san isn't the most beautiful person, but her smile warms the hearts of everyone around her. I can see that. Yeah, she doesn't look so much beautiful as she does cute. She's a cute person. I don't want to be cute, I want to be sexy. What?
そうなんです。なんとかごまかしてますけど、本当は寝ぼすけなんですよ、私。部活だって朝起きられないから入ってないんです。
Yes, that's right. I try not to let it show, but I actually sleep in quite often. I'm not in any clubs because I can't get up in the mornings. I doubt that's true. I'm guessing the real reason is because of magic stuff. Segusa-san's expression reveals her surprise. Really? Okay, I think we've had the voices on long enough. So, but here's the thing. If I want to turn down Segusa's voice, do I have to mess with others? I suppose. So let's turn others off and turn Rin off for now. And we'll leave everyone off. Let's do that. Let's just turn off people that we know are in the conversation. So if someone new shows up, I don't know, for now. I'm getting used to that. Maybe, but if I'm going to turn others off, I should just turn voices off. But I don't want, okay. You might notice that in voices, I have this slightly below the maximum because I think that's a bit better than being on maximum. So to turn all the voices off, it'd be like, I'd have to mess with that setting and I don't want to. Okay, for now, just leave it like that. Whatever. Reveals her surprise. Her presence really relaxes me, but I can't just have fun talking. Oh, you can't just have fun talking? Okay. I think I agree. I'm not someone who generally has fun talking either, just about random stuff, like talking about the weather and how your day was and all that BS. That doesn't excite me. Now, if you want to talk about your opinions on video games and anime and the Marvel movies, you want to talk about that, that's something that excites me. That's something I can have fun talking about. But just talking about random BS that I don't care about, to me, isn't really fun. I never talked much with people in school because there wasn't much similar interest. There was some, but even my high school friends, I call them high school friends. I call them school friends. That's my term for people that you hang out a lot with, or work friends. Now that I'm grown up, I have some work friends. Basically, you hang out with them when you're at school or work, and, you know, you're jovial and you're nice enough and you're friends, but when you're outside of school and work, you don't hang out at all. I have a lot of school. I had a lot of school friends. Don't talk to them anymore because we're out of school. There's no more school. And I have a decent amount of work friends. I only have a couple non-school, non-work friends. And I think that's fine. But, yeah, when I was in school, I had a good amount of school friends, but there wasn't much talk of anime and video. I mean, some video games. Not so much the anime side of things. Games in general was a... anyways, point is, talking. We're talking about talking right now. Is talking about talking fun, though? That's the question. That's, you know... Like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube video, because I think you can't do that on Twitch. Wait, subscribing is a thing you can do on Twitch, just not yet, because I need 50 followers. Water. If I keep talking to people like this, I'm bound to reveal my true self. Oh, so she gets your true self out of you. Interesting. So she's a weak spot for you. Maybe that's why you don't want to interact with her much. She's your kryptonite. Well, I'm off to the cafeteria. Enjoy your lunch, Segusa-san. Yes, you too, Tosaka-san. We exchange a warm goodbye and she returns to a group of girls. It seems she's eating with Makidera-san and Himuro-san. Interesting, okay. Oh yeah, Segusa-san is the manager of the track... Wait, what? Hey, who? Manager or captain? Manager of the track team? Now, does she just manage it, or does she run a lot herself? She does not look like an outgoing kind of person that would do much track and field, but, you know, this game so far has been pretty good about appearance being deceiving. So maybe, yeah, maybe she's a very reserved person, but when you put her on the track and field, oh, she runs, she can run. Fastest runner for miles. I mean, would she get bullied? Is she the type to get bullied? Maybe. That depends on her friend group, I would say. I could say someone like that would definitely get bullied under the right circumstances. Rin, I think, could maybe get the bullies to stay away, among other people. Rin seems very much like, if you try to bully my friend, I'll fuck you up, but, getting bullied is something that can also get you better at running. But I don't know if she gets bullied much. That's not the vibe I'm getting. I'm not getting the bullied vibe, so, Makidera and Himuro-san are the track team's hopefuls. Hopefuls? As in, they're very good, so they're better than Segusa? So Segusa's just managing it. Hold on, but that's different than being captain? Because Ayako's the captain of the archery team, right? And then, like, Fujiwara or Taiga, whatever her name was, maybe that's why they say Taiga, because her surname is complicated. Taiga is managing the archery team, but that's because she's the teacher, right? She's a sensei. But Segusa isn't a sensei, so it would be weird for her to be a manager. Is there a separate captain that isn't the manager? Is this a typo? Is this a Japanese to English improper translation? Makidera is a friend I sometimes go window shopping with, but I don't know Himuro-san that well. Okay. Oh! Okay, that's an issue. Well, I guess it's to be expected. You were rejected, Yukichi? Didn't I tell you Tosaka wouldn't bring lunch? If you want to eat with her, you'll have to make her lunch too. And which one is this? So this is a very aggressive personality. Yukichi. And that's first name, isn't it? I tell you Tosaka wouldn't bring lunch. So, wait, you know that she... I guess you guys know that she idolizes Rin, and you're basically hoping that she can succeed in getting closer with Rin? Let me go ahead and turn that back on. So that's... Do you have your own voice? My guess is that all of this friend trio, it seems, is going to all be unvoiced. Let's check. It looks unvoiced, so I'd have to turn this back up. Okay. Okay. I'm learning.
マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話では?
I love how she shrunk down like that. Where like she's like, you gotta, be more aggressive if you want to eat lunch with her, and she just shrinks down. I like that. That's cute. Also interesting. You look like the more monotone type, the more reserved. Whether you're smart or not is irrelevant. You wear glasses. Wearing glasses generally means you have bad eyesight, and having bad eyesight usually means you... Here's the thing. Having glasses is stereotypically, oh, nerd, but also something that gives you bad eyesight is reading a lot. So that's why it's not so wrong to assume someone with glasses is a nerd, quote-unquote, or at least they read a lot. It's not always true that you have glasses because you read a lot, but that's one thing that leads to it, is reading a lot. If you read too much to an unhealthy extent, you generally develop bad eyes and need to get glasses. But, Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria too then?
ダメダメ、食堂は狭いんだから。弁当組が座れるスペースなんてねっての。それに遠坂と同席してみなさい。子供の視線がうざいのなんの。
That's funny. I like this actress. No way, there isn't enough room in a place for people who bring their own lunches. Even if we did sit with Tosaka, the men's glares would be annoying as hell. Hell, I feel like I peaked my own ears. Heck. I should say heck to be user-friendly. The words say hell, though. And when she says that they could go to the cafeteria as well, she shoots up and gets all bright and happy. She's just precious.
前の休みだってさ、二人で遊びに行ったのに、あいつだけ得しちゃってさ。やだよね、美人を鼻にかけた優等生は。
Like last vacation, we went to hang out together. But she's the only one who got any attention. Don't you just hate people who have to show off their beauty like that? It does seem, as far as conventional sexiness goes, these three are all lacking compared to Rin, I think. I haven't gotten a good look at her, but like I think I've seen, images of her just around on the interwebs, so I think I have a good idea of what she looks like. And I think she looks more generally considered attractive by conventional means than these three. I mean, okay, she looks... sorry, I'm trying to use my mouse as a pointer, which is... I turned my mouse pointer off because it flickers in this game. So, the middle one, Segusa, looks like a cutie. Looks a bit like a cutie, but not conventionally sexy. And the two on the left and right, they look fine, but I'd say they look unattractive by anime standards. Like, they look attractive enough by normal standards, but in anime games and stuff, everyone is at least decently attractive. And these three look decently attractive, but not really attractive. So they look lesser attractive, so it makes sense why they would get not as much attention as someone like Rin. But I don't know if Rin's trying. She doesn't really want a boyfriend necessarily, or at least not someone who's below her standards. She just naturally attracts boys. I think that's just her kind of person, but it seems like you... on the left, or in your case, on your right, black-haired girl, whose name is escaping me, and it's not going to be listed when I go into voices, and that's annoying. It seems like you are very jealous of that, and are interested in the boys, probably, and are mad about that whole thing. Now, I'm not sure which of you is the one that Rin said that she's friends with. It's probably you, to be honest, the black-haired one. Because you talk about how you're jealous of her, that probably means you hang out with her the most. And you have another competitive personality, which is sort of like Ayako. So it seems like that's the kind of person that Rin makes friends with easiest. And so someone reserved, like Glasses Girl on the right/left, depending on perspective, probably wouldn't make friends with Rin as easily. Anyways, that's my base observation. Makidera, I think that's the black-haired one. Well, yeah, she's the one speaking so bluntly. Makidera speaks without thinking as the girls surround Segusa-san's desk. Can you really surround when it's just two people? In contrast to her, and also, even if there's three people, that's like triangulate. In contrast with her nasty mouth, she's a Japanese beauty who looks wonderful in a kimono. Wait, what? Makidera? You mean the black-haired one? I feel like she's unattractive in an anime sense. She is attractive, but she's on the lesser side, if you asked my opinion. Maybe she does wear a kimono well. Maybe she pulls it off well. That seems like a weird point to bring up. Have you seen her in a kimono often? I guess if you're friends, you would have seen that a decent number of times, maybe at certain festivals. It just seems like an interesting thing to point out, is that, oh, she looks good in a kimono. She looks, you know, plain right now, but she looks good in a kimono. Of course, beauty is subjective to a point. There is a certain thing, you know, where yes, you're attractive, yes, you're unattractive. Different people will find different levels of attractivity, but there is a certain consensus to an extent.
牧野氏、君の陰口は遠坂城に聞こえているようだが。
Interesting. Makinoji, I think that Tosaka-sama came to... Ooh, Tosaka-sama? I think that Tosaka-sama can hear you. Did she actually say Sama? That means she highly respects Rin. Maybe all three of them like Rin, but Makidere is just tsundere about it. But Sama, that means you have to really look up to someone to use Sama, or you're just super respectful to everyone and call everyone Sama, which is super respectful. Or it could be mocking depending on context, but I don't think it's mocking in this context. But also Makinoji. Why Makinoji? Is that a nickname? Because I think her actual name is Makidera, from what I understand, which means maybe that's a pet name that you're using because you're friends? Interesting. Yeah, because see, Makidera. In contrast to Makidera's loudness, Himura is the cool, steady type. Indeed.
やべ、遠坂に聞かれた。ゲゲ、めっちゃ睨んでるじゃん、あいつ。
Crap, Tosaka heard that? Oh, she's really glaring at me. Rip. And if you guys are friends, then that's awkward. Although, if you guys are friends and you've been friends for a while, Rin's probably used to you acting like that, let's be honest.
別に遠坂さん、マキちゃんを睨んでなんかないと思うけど。
I don't think she's glaring at you, really.
睨んでんだよ、あれ。あいつは笑ってる時が一番怖いんだから。なんだよ、いいじゃんか口ぐらい。多めに見ろよ。私と遠坂の仲だろ。たい焼きおごってやっただろ。
I like this actress. I like her acting, definitely. She is. She's scariest when she's smiling. Come on, take it easy, Tosaka. It's us we're talking about, right? I brought you taiyaki, remember? And now you're trying to do a reversal because you want to stay friends with Rin. You don't want to get in her bad side because you actually do like her. You just are jealous of her. But it's a conflicted relationship, I suppose. She's scariest when she's smiling. Is Rin smiling right now? Shame we can't see that. Rin's scariest when she's smiling. Yeah, I could see that. I could see her being like the type who's normally calm and reserved and frowns. But then when she gets insulted a lot, she smiles. And that's her way of being like, you want to fight, bitch? You want to fight? You want to fucking go? You want to? And that's, you know, the mood she gives off by smiling. I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand, especially from reserve types. That's somewhat common in reserve types, where smiling is when they're at their maddest. Because they smile so that the anger doesn't come out. Because if they didn't smile, they'd lose it. So they're trying to offset their anger by smiling. I think that's the mental idea behind it. I'll probably stop soon. I'm just looking at my time. I've been going for almost 3 hours, apparently. Wow, time flies. But also, visual novels take a while. That's why I'm doing this as a stream, really. Because I knew I wasn't going to have free time to do this when I wasn't streaming. That's part of the reason I'm doing it. But I did want to do it. And it's probably going to be a long series. But the point is, I'll get through it. Taiyaki. Okay. She waves her chopsticks, puffing out her cheeks. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I'm gonna. So if I turn down others, does this? Okay. If I turn down others, does this turn down the voices of characters who have yet to show up? Even if they are listed here, is something I'm wondering about. I feel like I've gotten a gist of them though, so I guess we're gonna go all off. Turning off voices is hard work. She waves her chopsticks, puffing out her cheeks. Like a blowfish. The knowledge that the girl's hobby is collecting wind chimes just shows that the world is far too complex. Makidere's big hobby is collecting wind chimes? Okay, sure. Why not? Anyway, it's not good for Segusa-san to keep watching this. It's bad. It's bad for her cutesy heart. She can't handle it. She's too precious. She's panicking. Aw. Seeing Makidera continually talking bad about me. No, don't. It's okay. I'm not associated with Makidera. I'm just thinking from her point of view. No, don't associate with me with Makidera. I mean, I'm her friend, but like, no, we like her. I mean, we like you. I mean, she likes you. She's just, probably roughly what she's going through right now. A big conflict in her head, I'm sure. Yeah, she definitely, I think. I mean, it seems like, based on the Sama and stuff, I think they all look up to Rin to varying degrees. But I think the most of all is that Segusa kind of idolizes her more than anything, probably. Don't worry, Segusa-san. And Makidera-san, I'm the one who paid, and it was crepes, not takoyaki. Taiyaki. Sorry, takoyaki is a different thing. You should fix that habit of yours of changing the facts you remember, or I might have to reconsider things next time. Okay? Wow. That's snappy. Then again, if it's true that she's the one who paid, then it's just correcting her factual error. Still, she corrected it in a very snarky way. I like her snark, don't get me wrong, but when you snark too much, you become kind of a dick. A fun dick, but still a dick. Although, I guess if it's a female, then it should be a beach. That's the polite way of saying a peach. I might have to reconsider things next time, okay? Yeah, that smile really is scary. Shame we can't see it. Maybe if and when we get to play as Shiro, we'll actually get to see her smiling, and then get to know the feeling of Rin in her scary environment. Makidera hides behind the lid of her lunchbox. Cowering in fear, are we? Yes, run away, all of you. Pathetic. Saying goodbye to the three of them, I leave the classroom. I shut the door behind me. And then... Man, come on, there's no big difference between crepes and taiyaki. They're both just sweets wrapped up. As far as names go, they're very different, but to me, if anything, it's more easy to mix up takoyaki and taiyaki, even though they're probably more different of things, but... Makidera's words are ones no girl should ever speak. Oh, interesting. So you care a lot about correctness, or you think there's a big difference between crepes and taiyaki? Learning more about your character here, I think. Is it that you think... You think that you should be correct? Is that really a girl thing, though? Or are you thinking that girls in general should just know the difference between crepes and taiyaki? Why girls specifically? Interesting. What? Taiyaki and crepes the same? Oh shit, the whole world went dark. Okay. I think that to her, taiyaki and crepes are are not the same at all. She probably likes one way more than the other, I would guess. She probably much prefers crepes, is my guess, and doesn't really like taiyaki that much. And so she feels insulted that they're being compared that way, is what it seems like to me. Also, this is an interesting insight that she can freak out. She won't show her freak out. She'll keep it inside, but she does freak out about certain things. And this is one of her trigger buttons. That's an interesting trigger button. Is she really a girl? Are all sweets the same to her? Ooh, is it sweets in general? Why does that relate to girls specifically? Maybe that's a Japanese thing. A Japanese stereotype is what I'm trying to say. Interesting. Sweets and girls isn't something I would think of in general, but maybe that's a Japanese stereotype. Are all sweets the same to her? But this, based on the exclamation point and the question mark in the text, my assumption is that this matters a lot to her specifically. Even if that is a Japanese stereotype, it definitely matters to her. Whether it's sweets in general or that she does like one over the other more, I'm not sure exactly. Perhaps she just has very convenient taste buds that can't tell a 500 yen crepe from an 80 yen taiyaki. Oh, yep, she does have more okay, she does like crepe way more, I guess. And she hates... You'd think she's rich. I think she's rich. Based on the fact she lives alone, probably inherited a big fortune from her parents. She's probably rich, and you'd think rich people wouldn't care about the difference. But I guess because she probably has an end, like her money does have an end, I assume. Like her parents aren't making any more money. So she does have to care about money to an extent. I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions about her monetary situation. I don't actually know. But she definitely seems to want the 500 yen crepe over the 80 yen taiyaki. Oh, and she paid for the 500 yen crepes for both of them, I'm assuming. So she might be like, oh, if you couldn't tell the difference, I should have just gotten you taiyaki. Is that what she's about to say? Why you? I could have saved 420 yen if I just bought you taiyaki to begin with. Okay. So is it money that's triggering you, or is it the candy? Interesting. I don't know if sweets is triggering her here, or it's money, or it could be a combination of both. Also, hashtag 420. And we come back to reality. Given that that whole world went black, yeah, that definitely, something about that was very bad for her. Why am I getting mad about this? Why are you getting mad about this? That's what I'm trying to psychoanalyze right now. Is it the sweets or the money? Or is it because she just gets under your skin specifically? Her personality just makes your skin crawl, but somehow you're still intrigued to her. Because you've been friends with her for a while, right? I guess I'm still tired from last night. Is that it? Seems like an excuse. Maybe, though. Maybe when you're tired, you do freak out more easily. But freaking out internally more easily? I suppose. Usually the tiredness would make you freak out externally without thinking. But you definitely were thinking. The cafeteria would be too much effort, so I'll just get a drink and some bread and eat on the roof. Eating on the roof, the classic school anime thing to do. I buy lunch and head for the empty rooftop. It's a convenient location, as no student would come near it in the wintertime. Really? Oh, that makes sense. Super cold, so I guess you got some cloak on upstairs? Or you got your cloak or your coat? It's too cold to eat, but there's a small price to pay for being able to eat without worrying about other people. Wait, what? It's too cold to eat, but you're still going to eat there despite that. You've got interesting priorities. So you really don't being with other people when you eat. I don't actually... Okay, to be fair, I don't like other people talking to me when I eat. When I eat... Like, you know, there's that whole thing of, when you eat dinner, you talk about your day with your family. And I'm like, please no. Please just, I don't like talking while I eat. And I also, like, don't like being talked to while I eat. So I just like peace and quiet when I eat. To me, that's the best way to eat food. But, well, lunch comes first. Couldn't you have ate before you came to the roof and then came to the roof just for the rest of the lunch period? I guess it depends on where your priorities lie. I start on my tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink. Ooh. Well, I guess it makes sense to have hot drink. Wintertime, yeah. Hot lemon drink, though. That sounds odd. Like, I've heard of lemonade, but that's usually cold. I've never actually heard of hot lemonade. It's a simple lunch, but the taste is much improved in this peace and quiet. Phew. I finished my sandwich and my hot lemon drink. I'm a bit tired. It's a difficult balance being a good student while trying not to be too social, because you don't want to get people sucked into your magic world. It's my vanity, no, my conviction, that I must be number one both academically and physically. Wow. Wow. Talk about pompous. Okay. So you don't want to socialize too much with people, because you don't want to drag them into your whole magical shtick. And also, you probably don't want to let on that you're somebody part of the Grail War to other masters. But despite that, you're just too proud, that's the word, to not be perfect if you can be. Even though you should be focusing on magic, and you still are focusing on magic, you're also spending as much time as needed to make sure you're perfect in school. That's pride if I've ever heard of pride. Wow. I don't know if you're as much of a dick as your father, but I can definitely see the proudness. The Proud Family. That's a joke. I don't think I ever watched The Proud Family. That was a show, right? What, on Teletoon or something? Was that a Canadian show or an American show? If it was a Canadian show, maybe Americans never got it. I don't actually know off the top of my head. But anyways, never watched it, but I did hear of it. Proud Family, and that was the name. And so I made a joke just now, and you heard it. So let's move on. Or not. Maybe we should stop. And drop frames yet? Oh, 59! No, I dropped frames at some point. Granted, 59 is a very low amount. Over the course of a 3-hour recording, that's not a big deal. But, you see, that's the goal here, is that if I can drop that few frames, then the recording will make sure there's no drops whatsoever. The next question is, I think I'm basically going to stop here. I think the next question is, even if I'm on 720p, will it be that consistent? The answer is probably not, and that's something I think I'm going to test probably tomorrow. Not with this. I don't want to fart with Fate Stay Night too much. Probably during the noon recording. There's not going to be any noon sessions today, and I don't think on Thursday, but probably for noon on Wednesday. I might do some random game, and I'll do it on 720p, And I'll try to stream and record at the same time and see how that goes. So, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and make our save. I have to pee again anyways. Still in the prologue. No choices yet. Will there be any choices in the prologue? Still in the prologue. Did I spell that right? Who cares? Yoish. To quote Japanese characters whenever they say yoish. Are they even saying yoish? Probably not. That's like yoishe. Now that is the English of how you'd probably say yoish. But it wouldn't be like that. It'd be like yoish or yoishi. Yoishe is just weird. But I'm going to say yoish. Save. Okay, so for the YouTube video, I'll see you guys next time. Still didn't have an outro phrase. We'll continue with Rin and her proud self and continue the prologue. Maybe actually get into Grail stuff and Master Servant stuff, or maybe we'll just be doing This Is the School Life of Zack and... That can't ruin the song. Some more, maybe. See you guys next time. Still no outro phrase. Let me go and stop the recording.